Here with the Ice Line Rinks, Cory Berberian, Eric Moon with you once again. Syracuse and NYU in a first round matchup, the 6-3 matchup, NYU 6th and the Orange 3rd. So we talked about Frank Horowitz for NYU as we get the starting lineups in just a second. So for the Orange, it'll be Trip Francisi, Owen Harrington, and Connor McNamara to start on the forward line. And on defense, Ford Hatchett and Patrick Corcoran. And speaking of Connor McNamara, one of the leading goal getters for SU, as Horowitz is for NYU, but he hasn't scored since December.
14 goals on the year, is second on the team, but as you said, it's been a while since McNamara has gotten on the score sheet in the goal column, and for Syracuse, they really need to get their star players going because, yes, they've won 4 games in a row, but the conference tournament is a whole new ball game.
SU won both games in New York City between them and the Violets this season. NYU stole a game up at Kennedy Ice Pavilion in late January. Orange won 3 of the 4 matchups and have outscored NYU in the season set 15-7. But one game is all we're playing here today. The winner moves on to play tomorrow night here in Westchester. Trip Francisi will take the opening draw for Syracuse. Starters for NYU, James Long, Adam Peck, and Frank Horowitz on the offensive side. Isaac Che and Fehu Yan are the defensive pairing for Syracuse, so firepower out on both sides to start this game. Starting goaltenders Patrick Cavanaugh and Jake Kaler. Matching 31s in goal. Just about set to play. Francisi against Adam Peck to take the draw for NYU, and we're underway. Eric, what are you looking for here at the start?
Looking for energy from both teams. Both teams need to come out with a quick start, get a check, get a hit, and hit the NYU players. You got to get a shot on goal, and you got to have speed. Show some energy right off the hop.
An early possession by Syracuse and a clear by NYU results in an icing. NYU 9-17 on the season, 6th in the ESCHL, last with only 5 conference wins. Syracuse at 18-10-2 on the year, 3rd in the ESCHL with a 12-5-2 conference record. The Orange won their last 4 games of the season to close it out, all decided by 1 goal. NYU off the draw. It's worked to center where David Rosen nearly tripped. Got it away to Matt Jacobs, who sends Rosen on his way with an errant back pass. Frank Horowitz steps up for NYU. 9 goals and 6 assists on the season in just 12 games. He has 15 points. Missed all the first half of the season and has come on strong to lead the team in goals in the second half of the year. David Rosen knocks down a puck, and Frank Horowitz, one of the NYU starters, works it ahead 2-on-1 with Peck. Tries to go on his backhand, works it around behind for Peck. Williston, Vermont native, tried to get it to the back where Dylan Key was waiting, but it's sent back in for Horowitz again. Along for Adam Peck in behind. Padalino pushes him to the boards in glass. Hayward joins in, puck loose to the side. Joining in Cole Donovan for NYU, he comes away. Looks for a short angle shot, and it's sent off an end of a Syracuse stick. Horowitz a shot, and the first save of the night for Jake Kaler. Cole Donovan spins in the corner. Bunched up with Horowitz. Horowitz takes it. Has a man in front. Got it to him, and a shot was blocked off Parker Richards. Taken back by the Orange as Matt Jacobs blocked that shot. David Rosen sends one across. Was away from Frank Horowitz, and the Violets drop back. Both teams get changes 90 seconds in. Puck sent down, in on Kaler. Ups to stick it away. Caddo didn't realize that till the last second. And Owen Harrington starts up, gave it away to Parker Richards, but Brezzi takes it back for SU. 2-line pass. Harrington collects it, but is offside. And our first whistle of the night.
And the possession you saw just a few minutes ago, for about a minute, the NYU had possession in the Syracuse zone. That's what Frank Horowitz and Adam Peck, that combo can do to you. NYU, obviously, with their record 9-17, that's not very good. But Horowitz and Peck keep them in every game.
Just under 2 minutes in. Joey Pucciarelli to take the draw. Had a hat-trick against NYU in the first game these two teams played back on December 7th. A 6-0 drubbing for the Orange in Manhattan. Luke Caddo along was taken away off Tyler Ains. And back for Stephen Brezzi at his own blue line. Directed off the stick of Joey Pucciarelli. Ains comes onto it. Ains at the side of the net. Set one for Pucciarelli. Couldn't find his stick. Just over 2 minutes in. Just one shot on goal for NYU. None for the Orange. Around behind its far side. No icing to come. Ford Hatcher, the big man from Raleigh, NC, backs up for the Orange. 6'4", 215 on defense. Top point getter on the Orange defensive line. Preston here, a shot save made. Caddo rebounds and he fanned on an opportunity. Had a wide open near side and couldn't find the shot. Gallego stepped up, gave it away to Prestamo. Prestamo fanned on the shot himself. Taken away by Tacone, but given up for a shot that goes wide for the Orange. Fehu Yan for NYU along the boards. Prestamo takes it over, and Brandon Peters, the big man from Maine. 6'3", 235. Peters wearing 29 in white. Prestamo toward the corner. 2-on-2 with Peters moving in to put a check on, but NYU takes it away with Mason Gallegos, the captain from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Kavanaugh watches it go around. Orange first to get it. A collision along the boards as Peters went face first into the wall. Officials say play on. Corcoran toward the middle. Check that. Rosen toward the middle, gave it away, and Gallegos moves up 2-on-2. Gallegos, a shot save made to the far side by Jake Kaler. At center, off the stick perhaps of Jacobs. Will the officials rule icing? Yes, they will. It did not touch Matt Jacobs, and the face-off to come back.
And it wouldn't have mattered if it touched Jacobs because he was behind the red line. It would have been icing anyway. Not exactly a smart play from Hayward. He had a lot of space to take the puck up the ice, get it past the red line, at least dump it in, but icing the puck was not the smart play that time.
You saw Ford Hatchett fan on that shot. Something he's done quite a bit this season is fan on open opportunities. For as good of a goal scorer, more of an assist getter as he is, he does fan on quite a few opportunities, and you saw it there. Jacob speeds up the near side, lost the edge. Peters gave it away, and Key starts up for NYU. Jake Geller on the near side, sends one toward the middle, and it's back up for Patrick Kavanaugh. Long Island native in goal, starting his 18th game, a record of 6-11 on the year for NYU. Brezzi gets shot, looking for a tip from McNamara. McNamara let it go, and it went wide of the net. The captain, Connor McNamara. Brezzi takes over the defenseman for the Orange, lost the puck. Dylan Key skies it out to center, and it's taken on by Jack Orn. Orn with Brezzi back. Brezzi defends it well, and Caddo sends one near the bench and down to center. Andrew Williamson leading points, rather penalty minutes man for NYU. Ejected from one of the SU-NYU games back in Manhattan was Williamson. Two-line pass, Williamson collects it, sends to the near side boards, and Adam Peck takes over and fires it down. Patrick Corcoran there, walled by Isaac Che, getting the start on defense for NYU, sophomore from Chicago. Brian Tacone stepped up. Adam Peck forced it all the way in deep. Frank Horowitz with it there. Beverly Hills, California native is Horowitz. It's backed up for Williamson. Sent across for Brian Tacone. Tacone lays it in for Isaac Che to take it again. Peck around behind. Peck had the puck taken away by Corcoran, who starts it up here, lays it off the boards, away from McNamara's stick, but he reaches out to get it. One-on-one with Harrington, with Francisi joining. Harrington down the wing, dropped it back for Francisi on a backhand shot, and Francisi overskated it. The pass was behind him. Tyler Rain slides out at center ice. Puck loose there along the boards. Harrington down to a knee. No call made as Parker Richards stole the puck. 5.5 minutes gone. Shots are 2-1 for Syracuse early on in this first period, no score. David Rosen sends it in, and Brian Tacone on his goal line. Got it up the opposite side for Cole Donovan, who moves up 2-on-2 for NYU. Puck set in, and Kaler gets a whistle, and his team can complete any necessary changes.
And we haven't seen a lot of quality opportunities on either side in these first 6 minutes. As you can tell with the amount of shots on goal, just 2 on each side. But Syracuse is getting good pressure when Frank Horowitz and Adam Peck are not on the ice. When they're on the bench, Syracuse has the puck for most of the game in the NYU zone.
Orange off the draw loss, get the puck out to center ice and all the way down. No icing to come as James Long, the freshman from St. Louis, touches up. A hit along the boards by NYU, and rather Joey Pucciarelli for SU against Parker Richards for NYU. Brezzi sends to the opposite side, and Corcoran back for Stephen Brezzi behind Jake Kaler. Starting his 16th game, a 10-4-1 record on the season, just 1-2 lifetime against NYU. Pucciarelli prevented a puck from being cleared, was trying to get out of the way, and it eventually comes to center ice. Fehu Yan for the Violets, dumps it back in. Kaler aggressively playing it. Gallegos chasing. Gallegos couldn't get a pass in front as Kovalevsky was all alone in front of the goal. Kovalevsky takes it here. Philadelphia native for NYU. A tripping call against Brezzi as a puck comes to the side of the net, and Kaler makes the stop. Mason Gallegos was wheeling around to the near side boards, and Brezzi put his stick out, and NYU to their power play for the first time.
And that's a play that just happens sometimes when you're a defenseman behind the net. Brezzi was reaching for the puck, but instead he got an NYU player's legs and took him down. It'll be 2 minutes in the box for Brezzi.
It's an NYU power play that statistically lasts over the entire season at 16.4% in the ESCHL, but 22% since the end of the new year. The addition of guys like Horowitz have certainly added an extra dimension to this power play. James Long, a shot save made, rebound in front, and Peck was denied by the pad of Kaler. Brandon Ritchie on the boards. Back for James Long, on the boards, Ritchie again. Has Long back at the line. Sings it in for Peck as a stick went flying. That was Brandon Ritchie. Puck to the far side, kept in by Alex Peck. Both Adam and Alex Peck on this power play, 32 and 16. James Long can't keep the puck with 30 gone on the orange penalty. The call on Brezzi for tripping. An early save by Jake Kaler, denying Adam Peck on this power play. Two-line pass comes up the wing, was deflected off Horowitz's stick. Catto retreats, no icing to be called here, and Pucciarelli takes it up the board, sends one through center. Knocked down by Brian Tacone. Curled around by Peck. Comes on for Cole Donovan near the goal, and Catto takes over for the Orange. Good defensive shift for Catto. Frank Horowitz to the near side for Tacone. Tacone waits, took a shot that was intentionally wide. Peck could not redirect it. Horowitz again to the middle. Here's a shot, he scores! Frank Horowitz has killed Syracuse in the second half of the season. That's his 4th goal against the Orange in 7 games in his career.
That's the guy for NYU, and Horowitz, the box opened up a little bit on the Syracuse PK. Horowitz saw it between a couple players, a forward and a defenseman, drove right to the middle, and with that quick release of his, he just snuck it between the arm and the body of Jake Kaler.
Mentioned the NYU power play success. Horowitz now leads the team with 4 power play goals. Only his 13th game played, he has 10 goals overall this season. And the Orange find themselves trailing a quick 1-0 just under 8 minutes in. That's the fastest either team in the season series has scored a goal. 3 of the 4 times we've been scoreless after 1 period in the season series coming in. Hatchet a shot was tipped away off the arm of Richard Doherty. Gloved it to the side of the net. John Kovalevsky takes it up 3-on-2. Hatchet denies him with the blue line, and the puck sent in for Patrick Corcoran on the opposite corner boards. Ritchie put a check on. Peter Owen Hayward starts up through the far side. Jacobs can't advance. Hayward tries to do so here. He drags away from one man, got away from Jake Geller, and Hayward, a shot comes in low. And closing the 5-hole and sticking it away is Kavanaugh. Dylan Key, the Ontario native, only non-U.S. born player on the ice for either side today. Directed back toward the middle. McNamara lost it off his stick. Taken on by the Californian Blake Howard. Moves in 2-on-2. Was walled there by Brezzi. Couldn't get a shot away through Stephen Brezzi. And Sam Rappaport takes behind. Couldn't get it through Luke Catto. And the junior Catto starts up. From Chester, New Jersey at 6'3". Stout orange defenseman, at least so far in this first period. Knocked down by Dylan Key at center. NYU turns it back in with Rappaport. Got it along for Orn, who moves in. Orn, a shot, he scores! A bumbling puck. And Jack Orn scores to make it 2-0 early.
There is no chance that Jake Kaler makes that save, because that is a perfect shot from Orn, and it's on a bouncing puck, so that shows that Orn's shot was even better, because it was a bouncing puck. He corralled it and blasted it to the top corner, but it was a bouncing puck coming in all the way from the blue line, and that's something I've been seeing from Syracuse the whole game, where they've let an NYU player get in behind 4 of their guys, and we've seen a lot of odd man rushes from the Violets so far in this game for that reason.
That's 2 goals on 6 shots for NYU. Syracuse just 3 shots on goal in the early going. For Orn, that's his 6th goal of the year. The first goal he scored in 9 career games against Syracuse, the senior from Maine. Win or go home, NYU certainly looking to get a matchup with Liberty tomorrow night. Puck to center for Jake Padalino, sends it off the boards. It angles right to Frank Horowitz. Horowitz already with a goal in this game. Horowitz and Jack Orn a moment ago. Puck sent behind where it is David Rosen, spinning against Isaac Chet. Brandon Peters near side, lost it to Horowitz for a moment. Peters got it back, sent it off the boards for Prestamo. He tries to corral and gets it in. The play is onside, but NYU clears anyway. Jake Padalino backs up and carries in with Hayward. A shot went just wide. May have tipped off the stick of Kavanaugh. Horowitz with 10 minutes gone, 10 to go in this first period. NYU up a quick 2-0. Hayward drags. Hayward with a man in front. Kalinowski couldn't get it to him. It rolled through the crease, and Tim Kalinowski, the freshman, couldn't redirect the puck. James Long sends it in. NYU changes behind the play. A full slate. Ford Hatchett back for the Orange in his own zone. Not much playing time so far for Hatchett, just a couple of shifts early. Patrick Corcoran chases with Alex Peck. Icing is negated. Peck got there first. Worked along for Parker Richards. Richards for Peck, trying to get one through for a streaking Donovan. Taking it Richards along the corner. Richards with Hatchett warding him off. And Hatchett takes over on the far side. Can't get the puck out. Alex Peck took it over. Cole Donovan far side as Peck went down. Has a man in front. Richards, a shot on goal. Stopped by Kaler. Rebound for Peck. His shot went through traffic, and Jacobs knocked that one down. Ahead for Tyler Raines. Dropped it on for Tim Kalinowski, and the freshman from Massachusetts gets it in. Kavanaugh with Tyler Raines charging. Taken by the Violets, swung to the open far side. Cole Donovan there 2-on-2 with Kovalevsky, but the play is offside. This NYU team has not had a 2-goal lead in any game against Syracuse this season. Just 11 minutes in, that's the result we've got right now.
And on the Syracuse end, it's been a tough go of it so far. And really, they've been a little sloppy with their puck handling and with their decision making. They're looking to make the hard play when they should be looking to make the easy play. And their puck handling hasn't been great too. The puck is bounced on their stick the entire game, it seems, and they haven't gotten many quality chances.
Dylan Key up the boards for NYU. Paddle swats at it. Puck was offside for a moment. NYU and SU both get onside. As Stephen Brezzi retreats to his own circle. Shots are 6-3 early on for NYU. A shot here from Key was blocked down. Kovalevsky followed up. He had it tipped away. And Francisi back on the near side. 2-on-2. A shot is stopped by Patrick Kavanaugh. First opportunity for the Orange in quite a few minutes. And Francisi shot it low, and Kavanaugh gobbles it up.
And that's a great play by Francisi to get the turnover at the other end, and it was the right play to shoot as well. It was a great move by him to see the lane between the defender's legs and look to sneak it by Pat Kavanaugh, but he couldn't quite do it as Kavanaugh was there with the leather.
Kavanaugh started the last NYU game played back on March the 2nd against Delaware in an overtime win. He stopped 40 shots out of 43 opportunities. That snapped a 5-game losing streak for Patrick Kavanaugh. Looking to string together back-to-back wins with one today. Prestamo knocks it down. Orange were offside. Rosen sends it up for Brandon Peters. He dropped it off for Prestamo. It was off his stick. A tripping call in the Orange offensive zone as Connor Flanagan tripped up NYU's Sam Rappaport, and he'll go to the penalty box.
And Flanagan knew it right away, and that's a play he shouldn't have made by any means. He was reaching for the puck, but the puck was nowhere near the NYU player, and he tripped him up. So this is something Syracuse has to work on as well. We know how lethal Frank Horowitz and Adam Peck are on this new NYU power play, so Syracuse has to improve their discipline to keep that power play on the bench.
NYU 1 for 1 on the power play. The early goal by Frank Horowitz on the first opportunity. They take over again in the offensive zone. Work back for Alex Peck. Has Long on the opposite point, calls for the puck and gets it. The freshman Long off the boards for Horowitz. Has Ritchie on the opposite side. Alex Peck can't keep the puck as it's cleared down by the Orange. And James Long strides back to play it. Under 8 to play, first period, 2-0 NYU. Second penalty against the Orange. This one against Connor Flanagan, his second minor penalty all season. Alex Peck to the boards, was walled. Pucciarelli puts a hit on in the corners. It's 2-on-2. Both Pecks in together, all on the corner. And Corcoran clears the puck down for SU. 45 gone on this man up. Two-line pass from Kavanaugh. Comes in onside for Peck. Dropped it back. Horowitz was in front. Ritchie couldn't get the puck to him. The lane was clogged up. Puck sent down. No icing here. Harrington chases. Kavanaugh to an open side. 1 minute gone. 1 to go on the power play. Puck knocked down at the blue line. Blake Howard touches up, but was played with a hand pass. And the face-off to come in the SU offensive zone.
Yeah, it's been a good penalty kill so far by Syracuse. They prevented NYU chances, but they had a couple opportunities to get a couple odd man rushes the other way, but a couple passes went awry, and Syracuse has to get better in transition from defense to offense in order to get more opportunities in the NYU zone.
You heard an upset fan. I'm not sure who they're rooting for, but something didn't appease them. Luke Catto retreats with 45 left on the NYU power play. Already 1 for 1 on the day. Howard steps up. Howard sends it behind. Sends Isaac Che on his way. Gets it here in the corner. Che along for Parker Richards to the far side. And McNamara takes over. Sends Harrington on his way. Harrington one-on-one with Tacone back. A shot was shrugged off by Kavanaugh.
And that is the play you're looking for if you're Syracuse. The open pass was there from Hayward to Harrington, and Harrington one-on-one, that was the right time to shoot, and it was a good one on Kavanaugh because he had a little trouble with it.
17 left on the power play for Syracuse. An offensive zone draw to come. Pucciarelli to take the draw for the Orange. Mason Gallego supposes him for NYU, the captain. Corcoran off the draw, gave it up, but Preston retreats and dumps it in from center ice. The last 10 seconds can be killed off here. As Brian Tacone takes out of Stamford, Connecticut, the sophomore, played on the Philadelphia Junior Flyers. He knows this rink very well. Shot here stopped by Jake Kaler. This is the home of the Philadelphia Junior Flyers in the EHL. Iceline Rink in Westchester, PA. Just outside of the city of Philadelphia and the South Philadelphia complex, where the Philadelphia NHL Flyers play a couple of hockey games every year.
Just a couple, about 41, not many.
Yeah, well, we're rounding down. Luke Catto skies a puck to the blue line, knocked down but offside. Dylan Key. Penalty time is up. Back to 5-on-5 with under 6 to go in the opening frame. Shot 7-4 early on. This is an NYU team that has not won back-to-back games since November 30th and December 2nd against William Patterson and Rutgers. A win today would be back-to-back wins for only the second time this season and the first in divisional play. Got a 2-0 lead early on. Luke Catto out to center ice. Stephen Brezzi, a two-line pass away from the stick of Hayward. Officials rule a touch and no icing to come. Jacobs stole a puck in behind from Richard Doherty. NYU recovers defensively, and Brezzi can't keep the puck at center ice. Luke Catto sent it right back in. Orange looking to warm to the task here, get some more pressure in the offensive zone. Only 4 shots in this period. Knocked down by Jacobs at center ice. Curling around with it is Hayward as Kalinowski was wiped out at the blue line. Sends one down. This will go for an icing. The Orange is trying stretch pass after stretch pass and not finding any water.
Yeah, and it's not like the passing lane isn't open. It was wide open that time, but it was well out of the reach of Kalinowski. So far out of reach, Kalinowski didn't even attempt to get that puck.
Defensive zone draw for the Orange. Sam Rappaport and Lucas Prestamo. James Long off the draw. NYU has controlled the draws in their offensive zone so far this first period. David Rosen sends it up the middle. Couldn't find Hayward. Another stretch pass, as we talked about. Swatted back in where it's Fehu Yan. A stretch pass himself. Orange take it away. And right back in. Giving chase, James Long gets to it first. Jack Orn up the boards. One of the goal scorers for NYU. Brandon Peters, little shoulder shake on Jake Geller. As it comes to center for Peters to carry along. 2-on-3. Backhand in front for Bedford, and Adam Bedford cannot find him. Up the far side, Rappaport. Jack Orn through his skates. Rappaport takes over. Puck comes on back for Brian Tacone on defense. Sent back in for Patrick Corcoran. Plenty of back and forth play so far. Neither team trying to find an offensive opportunity. On the near side for Brandon Peters. Chases after it. And McNamara takes over at the circle. Peters went down on the play in the corner. Isaac Che up the middle. McNamara directs one to an open far side where it's Francisi moving in. Francisi, a shot low, was blocked away by the first man. And Frank Horowitz starts out for NYU 2-on-1. Isaac Che with a man up the wing. Here's a shot by Peck, save, rebound in front. And Isaac Che couldn't pull the trigger on his backhand. Comes out for Andrew Williamson. Sends one off the boards. Intercepted by Ford Hatchett in the middle. And Harrington restarts. Connor McNamara just lays one in from beyond the blue line. And Harrington gives chase as the Orange change behind him. Puck sent off the dasher. Knocked down and taken on by Jacobs. Under 4 to play, first period. Caddo a shot from the line. Comes on for Harrington off a pass. Hayward sends one toward the front, was knocked away, got it back, took a shot that was blocked away again. 2 blocks by Adam Peck on this possession for NYU. Hayward's got it one more time. Sends one Jacobs' way. Jacobs has it behind, marked there by Peck behind the goal. Jacobs wheels to the far side, has no one in front. Got it on for Hayward on the wing. Kalinowski in front. Here's a shot by Hayward that was knocked down by Kavanaugh. Can't be cleared though. Jacobs to the far side for Caddo. Sends it back in behind for Peter Owen Hayward as Jacobs and Kalinowski in front. Hayward just wheels to the far side instead. Got it on for Kalinowski. Watched by Donovan. Shot by Caddo, save made. Rather was redirected wide to the far side. Jacobs with it in behind, tried to twirl. Was taken away by Brian Tacone. Up the boards, and NYU clears for the first time in over a minute. Puck was knocked down at center ice, and a whistle. And we're going to get a penalty coming up here against Tyler Raines for SU.
It is too many men on the ice against Syracuse. Guy coming off the bench, he made contact with the puck too quickly, and that was part of it was a quick clear by NYU. It was a fast-moving puck that hit him right in the leg. That was a little unfortunate, but also you got to get off the ice quicker, prevent these penalties.
Syracuse had the puck in the offensive zone for over a minute's time and could not get more than one shot on goal. And it was a low shot that Kavanaugh easily blocked away. Just 4 shots in this period for SU against 8 for the Violets.
And it was a good possession by Syracuse for that last minute or 2 minutes or so. But it was a lot of cycling, which is good for puck possession, but when you're cycling the puck, you got to make sure to get pucks to the net as well, and Syracuse only got 1 to the net, and as you said, it was a low-quality opportunity.
Ford Hatchet as the Orange start the power play, just as they've always done with a clear. NYU 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Violets have yet to commit a penalty in this first period, just the 3rd against the Orange. Tyler Raines has served the minor penalty for having 6 men on the ice. A chance in front, Gallegos, he scores! Mason Gallegos with his first goal in the second half of the season. And it's 3-0 Violets.
This is one of those plays where Gallegos was looking for the back door. Once NYU entered the zone, he was heading for that far post, the back door of the net, and he was there the whole time with a guy on him, but Syracuse didn't keep track of him. They weren't looking for him. 4 guys all in a box with 3 forwards near him. 1 in the middle, Gallegos on the back door. Nobody had him, and he was able to tap it home for the goal.
So 2 power play goals on 3 opportunities for NYU. A 3-0 Violet lead with 2 minutes to play in the opening period. Oh, how the turntables here in Westchester. Jake Padalino at center ice. Could not get the puck through Sam Rappaport. Tried to be sent in cross corner. Going down was Jack Orn for the Violets, and the puck cleared, no icing to come. Sam Rappaport retreats, bumps Padalino away from the puck. Rosen sends it up the wall, and Harrington can flop it out. Does to the far side, where it's James Long retreating. Assist leader with 12 for NYU. David Rosen backs up, starts the offense, but a quick turnover off McNamara's stick. James Long took it away and gave it on for a shot here from Peck. He scores! Blocker side, Adam Peck, 4-0 NYU in the first.
And this was a bad change by Syracuse, and Peck snuck in behind the defense at the blue line. Stephen Bresci, the only man back, forced a shot from Peck instead of letting him instead of Peck having the room to go right to the net. Didn't matter anyway, though, because Peck sniped at home.
Rapid fire goals for NYU. Just the 3rd goal of the season for Adam Peck. Peck with 10 assists on the year, 2nd on the team. Check that, 3rd on the team. Another one of those guys along with Horowitz who came on in the second half of the season after not playing in 2018. Puck dumped in by Brian Tacone. Jake Kaler staying out there, allowing 4 goals on 10 shots against the Violets so far through 19 minutes. Peter Owen Hayward up the far side. Richard Doherty defends him. Hayward gets the puck first in the corner. Adam Peck walls him off. Puck sent for Kalinowski, but Isaac Chet turns and gave the puck over. Matt Jacobs along for an open Hatchets. Hatchets handed across. Here's Kalinowski, a shot, and he fanned on it. Rebound losing the side of the goal. Puck not covered. 32 to go in the period. Puck outletted and brought on by Horowitz again. Horowitz up the near side, goes right on Corcoran. Tried to get through, and Corcoran defends him to the far side wall. Puts a hit on. 20 to go in the opening period. Hayward skies it out to center ice. Blake Howard back for NYU. Parker Richards tried to get by Brezzy, could not. Puck sent in front. And Adam Bedford there for the Orange with 5 to go. In front for Richards. Oh, what a save by Kaler! Wow.
That is something else from Jake Kaler, and it was a fantastic job by Kaler to see through a couple screens. The puck, that is a perfect shot from the high slot, and Kaler flashes the leather. He's been pretty good for this Orange team in the period despite giving up 4 goals. It's been the play in front of him that's resulted in this large NYU lead, and you can see right there with that save by Kaler that he's been very good for this team.
7th save for Kaler is the finest, perhaps, of the season. So after one, 4-0 NYU. Back after this on the SU Hockey Network. Back for the second period of play at the Ice Line Rink in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Michael Kuzo now in goal for Syracuse after predictably Jake Kaler was pulled, allowing 4 goals on 11 NYU shots. It's a 4-0 Violet lead with Eric Moon, Cory Berberian, and really everything was NYU in that period.
Everything was NYU, and it's nothing bad that Jake Kaler did. He was actually very good for the Orange in that period, but the play in front of him was very sloppy, and Syracuse is not passing the puck well. They're trying to make the hard plays. They got to be better in the second period, and they got to be better right away to make a comeback.
Kuzo on the season, 3-1 against NYU, a record of 6-5-1 on the year is Kuzo. North Caldwell, New Jersey native. Both starting goaltenders for the Orange, at least both dressed, are seniors. One of these two might be playing their last game. Ford Hatchet, a shot that just screamed high. Orange with perhaps their best chance of the game, and it comes right here at the start of this period. Jacobs fan on a shot as Hayward was behind the net. Puck outletted and brought on by Horowitz. 1 goal in that first period, got the scoring started. His shot went just wide over the crossbar to the near side on Kuzo. Right back up for Peter Owen Hayward. 2-on-3, he dumps it in on the backhand, and everyone goes for changes for the Orange. Shots 11-6 in that first period. NYU 2 for 3 on the power play. That was the big difference for the Violets. The Orange did not have a power play of their own. Connor McNamara steps to it. No goals in his last 15 games, the captain for the Orange. Luke Caddo can't keep the puck as it comes back in for Stephen Brezzi. Bunched up with Francisi. Trip Francisi got the puck. You said Tripp was probably the best performer for the Orange in that first period on offense.
He was the guy making the simple plays for Syracuse. He was very good in getting puck up the ice because all of these Syracuse players have speed, but Francisi was the only player for the Orange that really used it that period in the first period to carry the puck up the ice and try and get around the NYU players to get some offensive zone time and get some shots.
Offensive zone draw for the Violets. They dominated draws in their offensive end in this first period, but do not do so here in the second. Jake Padalino up the boards, off the wall for Andrew Williamson. Taken on by Harrington, though. Harrington, a shot off the crossbar. Brezzi, a shot to the near side as it was sticked away by Kavanaugh. The Orange hitting the crossbar. Every single instance of puck luck not going SU's way.
It's been that kind of game from that perspective, but Harrington, that's the opportunity you want. Syracuse has not been penetrating the slot, penetrating the circle at any point in this game or any point in the first period until that chance right there from Harrington. He got to the right circle, the right dot, and he almost sniped it home.
Harrington, who averages nearly a point per game in his career against NYU. Cole Donovan up the near side boards, lost it at center ice, and Matt Jacobs takes it on 3-on-3 with Hayward in the middle. Hayward got it, he scores! That's the start you're looking for. Your best man, Peter Owen Hayward, 4-1.
It was a 3-on-2 for the Orange, and that's the play you want. You were talking about it with me between periods. The cross-ice pass, it was to the middle for Hayward, and that turned into a mini 2-on-1. And Hayward had the shot, and he roofed it over the blocker of Kavanaugh to get the Orange on the board.
22nd goal of the year for Hayward in 31 games. He's played every game. He leads the team in goals and points. This is 6th marker in 9 games against NYU. A rather nice tally to make it 4-1. False start on the faceoff. The Orange get the Pucciarelli, Ains, and Preston line, their third line out to start, following the goal. Some more grit on the ice.
That was Tyler Ains and Ritchie that were jawing a bit at the near side of the circle, so the referee separated them, and we got a new faceoff.
Well, if you're going to be down 4-0 after a period, it might as well be in the first. Got 40 minutes to make it back, and they've gotten one so far. They're moving 3-on-2 here. Preston with Brezzi. His shot was stopped away, blocker side by Kavanaugh. Up the boards for Preston to hold in, sends it behind the goal, and Brezzi steps up to the corner. Sent one in front, was looking for Pucciarelli in the middle, was blocked away, and Brandon Ritchie comes the other way for the Violets. Gets by one, he's in alone, he scores! Magnificent move from Ritchie, another defensive zone breakdown, and the lead is back to 4.
And this was a poor back check on the Syracuse end, only one defender back, and it was a lazy play. He tried to poke check Richie for the puck, and he didn't use his body at all. The NYU players are trying to dangle around the Syracuse defensemen. They're doing it successfully because the Syracuse defensemen are not using their body to get in the way. It was an easy play by Richie to get around the defender and get to the net.
6th goal of the season for Brandon Ritchie. And it's back to 5-1, so Hayward with perhaps a momentum shifter. NYU gets it right back with that breakaway goal. Ford Hatchett turns on the blue line, can't get past 2 NYU players, and Jake Geller, the freshman, gets it up the middle, was looking for Jack Orn, the senior, but Jake Padalino retreats. 3 minutes gone, second period here in Westchester, 5-1 NYU. A puck was knocked down by Sam Rappaport at the circle. Takes it against Kalinowski. Here's Blake Howard near side. Howard a shot that was sticked away by Michael Kuzo. Kuzo playing in the second period after Kaler's night was ended early after 20 minutes. Here's Hayward, drags. His shot was a low skittering puck that was stopped. Cato could not control, sent all the way down, and Padalino earns the icing whistle. Hayward on that goal was really the only shot that has gone high for Syracuse and hit the net. It goes in. They've been shooting a lot of low chances. You saw it right there from Petero and Hayward on the last opportunity.
And Kavanaugh is a good goaltender. He's a big goaltender for NYU, so he can get those pills down on the ice and make an easy save when the shot is low. You got to go high on him or at least make a move around.
Francisi charges and can't get a rebound as the Orange crashing the net this time. Luke Cato flops it in from center. A bouncing puck that goes wide was played away off the blocker of Kavanaugh anyway. A penalty behind the play as McNamara lost his stick. A slashing call is made. And our first power play of the second period.
And this was not a smart play by Blake Howard. Slashed the stick of McNamara right out of his hands. That's an easy call for the referee, and it was away from the plate too. So I'm not sure why Howard was trying to slash the stick out of McNamara's hands, but Syracuse will take the power play.
The call on Blake Howard. So the Orange, who are second to last in overall power play this season at 19.9%, will look to snap quite the drought that I'll tell you about in just a moment. The draw lost by Matt Jacobs. In their last 11 games since the start of the last NYU series in late January, the Orange are 2 for 55 on the power play. If you're wondering, that's 3.6%. Over the last 11 games, they've scored 2 power play goals. Can they make it 3 here? They might need to. Luke Cato starts the offense for the Orange. With 4 minutes gone in the second period, their first power play opportunity. Cato wheels, was walled off by James Long, the freshman. 2-on-2 and a 3-on-2 with Kalinowski moving in. Got the puck away to Matt Jacobs. Up the wall for Berezi. At the point with Jacobs. Jacobs moves into the circle. Cato and Berezi back at the line. Straight away, it's Luke Cato. 45 gone on the power play. Berezi, a one-time shot was low and knocked down by Alex Peck, but Berezi takes over along the boards. Luke Cato. A shot, rebound for Jacobs, and sliding to make the save was James Long. It comes through on Kavanaugh, who stops it anyway. Defensive zone strong by the Violets on this penalty kill. We're down to 58 seconds.
And that is a fantastic play by James Long to get in the way of that shot from Jacobs. He knew in the back of his head that behind him Jacobs was there in the right circle in case the puck deflected that way. It did. Long was there to make the stop in front of Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh was able to cover it after that.
The net wide open for Matt Jacobs, who has a knack for scoring against NYU. He's got 6 goals in his career against the Violets. Puck up the far side, Corcoran can't keep. Won't go for an icing, of course. And with 40 seconds left on the power play, Kuzo aggressively plays it to an open far side, where it's Cato sending it back for Patrick Corcoran. Owen Harrington, Trip Francisi, and Connor McNamara on this power play. McNamara has 11 power play goals to lead the Orange. Back in Gallego shorthanded. His shot was a headhunter that went wide and high to the near side. Cole Donovan retreats for NYU. Power play time killed. It comes into the zone for a moment, and Hatchett forced to come back. Let's Corcoran take it. Peck forechecks. Down to 10 to go. One last rush for the Orange. Away from the stick of Francisi, won't be a rush at all. Sent back in by Isaac Che at center ice, taken on by McNamara, penalty time up. Dropped it middle and Che took it away. Hatchet keeps but did not. It is offside. Questionable offside call.
And that offside either way was caused by a play that wasn't very smart by Connor McNamara. He had the space to carry it in the zone to get around an NYU defender. He was already pretty much at the top of the circle next to the boards, but he dropped it back for a teammate that wasn't open, and the puck came out of the zone as a result.
Neutral zone draw, NYU wins it again. Pucciarelli turns it over at center ice, got it into the zone, but gave it away. Frank Horowitz, as charging in on him was Preston, and Preston was the one who went down to the wards. Puck sent in. Horowitz cancels the icing, has it behind. Had the first goal in the game. Set one in front for Peck, who has a goal himself, and he is denied as Kuzo snaps it up for the Orange.
It's that combo again, Frank Horowitz and Adam Peck, and it was a great job by Michael Kuzo to stay with the puck that time. It was tough to see where the puck was going because Horowitz had it quickly behind the net. It went in the skates of Peck, and then he quickly moved it to the backhand. And Kuzo was still there. He didn't have to move the body, but he stuck the glove in the way of the puck to make the nice stop.
Shots now 13-13 in the game. A shot here doesn't get on goal, was blocked by Jack Orn. Orn has it again. Hayward walls him. Hatchet steps up and picks the puck away, but it's taken on for a shot by Rappaport. That went wide. Brought on by Kalinowski. Was checked away by Jack Orn. Comes on perhaps a 2-on-1, but Jake Geller dumps it in behind Kuzo, and Hatchet back to play it instead. Up for Hayward. To the far side, and Padalino sends it 2 lines for Kalinowski. Sends Jacobs on his way. Jacobs holds at the circle. Dropped it back, looking for Padalino. His shot was knocked down and stopped by Kavanaugh. Kalinowski, the screen provided in front, and Patrick Kavanaugh makes that play.
And that was the right play in every respect for the Orange. It was a good job entering the zone between Kalinowski and Jacobs. Some good passing. They found the space on the far side boards, and then they had the time to wait for Palladino to enter the zone, and Palladino got a good shot from the point.
That Peters shot was just stopped by Patrick Kavanaugh. Up the boards for Brandon Ritchie for NYU. Ritchie gets it in, has 1 of 5 goals for the Violets. Nobody has more than 1 goal, so 5 by 5 different players. Ritchie knocks down a puck in front as Kuzo was away from the crease. Loose puck, they score! Mason Gallegos on a free puck. That's his second goal, and it's 6-1.
And this was a good job by NYU to get the bouncing puck to corral it, but Gallegos was in the right spot to tap it home. Meanwhile, on the Syracuse side, it was a lazy play again by the Orange in behind the goal. Kuzo was looking to play the puck, but he waited too long to play it. He had a defender to help it also. There was a forechecker for NYU that forced the turnover, and it was a melee of bodies in front. And then the bouncing puck out to Gallegos, and he finished it off.
So Gallegos, who had not scored a single goal in the second half of the entire season, has 2 goals today. A timeout called by Coach Connor Tracy with 13 minutes to play in the period. And the Orange actually just trailing 14-13 in shots. They're leading the shot total 7-3 in the second period. The problem is 2 of NYU's 3 shots on goal have found twine.
At the start of the period, the Orange really came out with a vengeance, and they started playing with some energy. And that's something we didn't see in that first period, but Connor Tracy sees now, and we do too, that with the last 2 NYU goals, that the momentum is squarely with the Violets once again, and that Syracuse has gone back to some of its sloppy play from the first period, as we just saw from that last goal on the bouncing puck right around the Syracuse cage. The Orange have to take a deep breath, and down 5 goals here in the second period. You still have plenty of time. Get 1 back at a time.
Still 33 minutes of hockey to go, if you look at it that way. Orange trail by 5. It's 6-1. Back-to-back goals for NYU. Gallegos has his second of the day. This ties the most goals that NYU has ever scored all time against the Orange. 6. They did it once last year. Here they are with 6 with more than half the hockey game to go. The season series was 3-1 for Syracuse, but last year was 3-1 for NYU. So this is the 9th overall meeting and will break a 4-4 tie in the overall head-to-head. Certainly appears as if one team wearing black and purple, or I should say violet, will do that. A puck twirled to the middle by Connor McNamara is popped right back for him, but Corcoran takes for the Orange instead. Patrick Corcoran, one of the seniors honored for the Orange out of Stamford, Connecticut, been a solid defensive player, playing his 78th game in white and orange. Peck curls a puck for Cole Donovan, sends one toward the front of the net, was stopped by Kuzo. Taken on by Francisi, another senior himself, along for Harrington the junior, who skies it out near the NYU bench and was knocked down by Andrew Williamson in that bench. Quite appropriately, he's the tallest man on the Violet side at 6'4". And a face-off to come back to the Orange own zone.
This was not a great. This was more this time in the Syracuse zone. It was more about NYU possessing the puck well offensively and cycling the puck down low to keep possession and keep Syracuse from getting it out.
Matt Jacobs caught up at the blue line. Jacobs curls on the far side. Has Cato streaking. Cato's got it 3-on-3. A shot low, stop. Rebound cannot be controlled for a moment by James Long. Hayward nearly batted it in. Up the boards. Cleared out by Isaac Che. Got the start on defense. Che, the sophomore from Chicago, Illinois for NYU. James Long behind his net. Jacobs finally smokes him out with Kalinowski. Puck sent to the middle. Was knocked down by Adam Peck. And the Orange hook it out of the zone. Tyler Raines up the middle. Taken right away and brought on by Adam Peck with Horowitz behind him. Horowitz takes over. His shot on goal is just high. Was tipped away by an Orange body. Puck toward the middle and Matt Jacobs against James Long. Jacobs couldn't get by Long. Both of them went down to a knee. And Fei Huyan up the boards. Can't be cleared. Corcoran kept it in. Corcoran with a back-checking Brandon Ritchie denies his shot. Jacobs went down. Gallegos takes it over for a moment. Now starts up 3-on-3. Brandon Ritchie gains the zone. Sends one as far as Corcoran. Pass directed toward the middle for James Long. Pucciarelli to the far side for Preston. His shot went just wide to the far side. Haynes takes over, sends one off the dasher. Pucciarelli down there. But Blake Howard takes over. Stepping to it, John Kovalevsky from Philadelphia, PA, the local guy. He's got some fans in the stands wearing his jersey. Ford Hatchett turns on the near side. Hatchett, a shot, went wide. Preston was in front, could not tip it. Cato forks one, that's gloved down by Preston. Preston kicks to control and took a shot that goes through for a moment and was stopped by Kavanaugh, came to the far side. Brandon Ritchie from Mason Gallego sends the puck in for NYU when they get partial changes. John Kovalevsky against Ford Hatchett, and the Orange take control of this puck. Halfway gone, second period. Dylan Key knocks it down. Harrington looking to take it away on the back check. A glove goes down. In front, McNamara was denied. And the Orange take it back with Francisi. Around behind, it comes up the wheel. And McNamara had it taken away by Dylan Key. Blake Howard controls and starts the offense with Sam Rappaport. 3-on-3 the other way. Rappaport toward the corner. Wheels around behind. Has a man in front. Try to get it to Jake Geller. And Geller failed on the shot. Howard kept it in from the line. Around behind it's Geller. The freshman got it on for Sam Rappaport. Watched by two players, one of them Peters. He took the puck away and got it on for McNamara. The captain, Connor McNamara from Hamilton, New Jersey, about an hour away. No goals in his last 15. He just iced the puck. A stalemate so far following the 6th NYU goal. We stand at 6-1. NYU looking to piece together 2 wins in a row for the first time since the beginning of December. And the Orange, meanwhile, with a 4-game win streak, ties their longest of the season. They won 4 straight games back in October and November. Orange win this draw in their own zone. Brezzi plays it for Luke Cato. Cato flips one to center ice, was off McNamara's stick. He regains it against Andrew Williamson, who shoves him against the scorer's table. Brian Tacone around, was hit by Peters. Up the far side where Hatchett collides with Isaac Che. Neither of them really go down. And Patrick Corcoran retreats. Adam Bedford up the near side. A hit on at center ice. Prestama was charged at. by Andrew Williamson, and one of them's going to go with an interference call. Williamson was the one who went down. And we will see which one of those two is sent to the box.
And this wasn't necessarily a bad play by Williamson to go for the check in the neutral zone, because the Syracuse player was there, but he was going for the puck. If the puck was still there, that's a legal hit. But the puck was way past the Syracuse player at that point. So Williamson was going for the check, but he was going for the check right away, and he couldn't get it before the puck was there. So it turned into an interference call, and a big power play here for Syracuse to at least get some momentum.
Andrew Williamson leads the team in penalty minutes now with 73. Cato walks the line. Here's a shot that was blocked down. Jacobs was in front. Slapped down the ice by Mason Gallegos. And NYU starts this penalty kill with a clear. Orange 0 for 1 on the power play. NYU 2 of 3. It's been a big difference. At least it was early on in the first period. Matt Jacobs for SU. 25 gone on this 2-minute power play. To the far side for Kalinowski. He moves it up 2-on-2 with Hayward in front. Couldn't get it to Hayward. Was blocked off the leg of Doherty. Two NYU players converge on the puck, but Cato takes it away at the point. Jacobs walks toward the middle, has Cato on the opposite side, and Kalinowski down low, got it to Tim Kalinowski. The freshman looks, gave it back for Matt Jacobs. 5 game-winning goals on the year for Jacobs, 1 against NYU. Kalinowski is shot, check that was Hayward far side, it was blocked away. 1 minute to go on the power play. Flopped in for Jacobs, has it in the corner, was hit by Doherty. Puck tied up, and Kalinowski comes away. Brezzi at the opposite circle now. Brezzi's got it with Cato. Along for Jacobs. 2 men in front for the Orange. Here's a shot, pops it on goal, and it's snapped up by Kavanaugh. Nearly a dangerous rebound as Brezzi was charging, but Kavanaugh says no to any of that.
And that is a sneaky shot from Jacobs, a good one. Tried to sneak it under the pads of Pat Kavanaugh. It was a good, quick shot. He was deceptive with it too, because he was looking across the ice, looking for the cross-ice pass, but decides to throw it in on goal, and Kavanaugh had a little trouble with it.
Slapped along, can't be cleared by NYU. Harrington watches it go around, and Ford Hatchet steps up to the corner. Francisi takes over. The Orange got changes between the whistle. McNamara drags toward the middle, along for Corcoran. He steps up. Here's a shot. Save made. Hatchet was in front. Francisi takes the rebound with 20 to go. Hatchet in deep for Harrington. On back to Trip Francisi, along with Corcoran. Corcoran steps toward the middle. Francisi changes places. A shot was blocked away as NYU got down with Alex Peck. Cleared down the ice with 5 to go on the power play, and that'll be all. Orange moved to 0 for 2 on the power play. Knocked down with a high stick of Peter Owen Hayward. NYU touches up. Jake Geller moves it along. Hatchet takes over there. Slides one through center. Kalinowski breaking. Jacobs gets there on side. His long shot is stopped by Kavanaugh. Would have been a 2-on-2, but Jacobs takes the long shot and gets a face-off.
And that was the right idea on that play. They were looking for the stretch pass sort of unintentionally. Hatchet's pass went right to the middle, and it looked like it wasn't going to anybody, but then Kalinowski came for the bench, and if the NYU player wasn't there, Kalinowski would have had a great opportunity.
Jacobs against Geller on the draw in the Orange offensive end. Peter Owen Hayward and Tim Kalinowski along with Jacobs. Jacobs kick out of the face-off circle, so Tim Kalinowski takes his spot. And Kalinowski wins the draw. On back for Brezzi to just flop it in to the near side where Long gets there first. Plays it off the chest of Jake Padalino. Stays in play. Jacobs drags. His shot stop made. No rebound. Hayward was charging, and Hayward might be sent off for a penalty. Yeah, the ref is saying Hayward get in the penalty box. He charged Patrick Kavanaugh after the shot and brushed him. The officials rule that's enough to send NYU back to the man advantage.
And it wasn't a smart play by Hayward in any respect. He tapped the Kavanaugh with his stick, but it was way after the whistle. The whistle was loud, and Hayward, that was just not a smart play by any means to even go after the puck well after the whistle.
It was a roughing call on Hayward, and NYU is 2 for 3 on the power play today. Orange win this draw. They've started every penalty kill with a clear, and Pucciarelli does that for the Orange. It's their 4th PK. James Long back behind his net for NYU starts the offense. Adam Peck curls to the middle, got by Joey Pucciarelli, carries it onside. No, Horowitz was offside. And the face-off to come back. Orange now leading the shots on goal, 17-15. That count is now 11-4 in this period. However, the one that matters is 6-1. Parker Richards and Joey Pucciarelli. 1:41 left on the Violets' power play. Pucciarelli kicked out. Preston lets him know. And Preston lost the draw. Parker Richards went down, may have gotten a stick up high. And Richards slow to get up. NYU gets the puck and gains the zone. No whistle. Here's a shot save made. And now a whistle as the puck was put in by Howard, but a whistle first. Patrick Cavanaugh incensed at the bench. Parker Richards was down. They should have blown the whistle when NYU gained the puck in the offensive zone, but they did not. And the puck eventually went in, but after the whistle eventually did blow. So no goal.
The whistle was supposed to go earlier, as Cory just mentioned, but on the face-off play, Richards got a high stick in the face, and that happens sometimes when you're going for the puck. Connor Preston was trying to flip the puck high off the glass and ahead, and it looked like on the follow-through he got Richards up high, and that resulted in a high stick penalty.
We'll get our camera back in just a second. It's 6-1. NYU leads Syracuse. And a power play issued on that against Connor Preston. As promised, our camera is back. So a 5-on-3 for NYU for 89 seconds. Preston called for the foul, and it's for 5 minutes. There was no blood that I saw, but the officials' rule was egregious enough to dole out a 5-minute major.
And I don't think it, personally, I don't think it was egregious enough to warrant a 5-minute major. Yes, Richards was on the ice for a long time, and the stick in the face, that was certainly a big injury, but it looked like a follow-through from what I could tell on the face-off, because Preston was trying to flip the puck ahead, and it looked like he got, from what I saw, Preston's stick caught Richards under the face mask as he was following through on the face-off, trying to shoot the puck ahead.
So the Orange, with their backs against the wall now, trailing by 5. They've got to kill off ultimately 5 minutes of shorthanded time. 1:26 of 5-on-3. Neutral zone draw here. It's an NYU team that's already scored 2 power play goals on 3 prior attempts. Adam Peck to take the draw against Joey Pucciarelli. Tied up, coming in Brandon Ritchie. They lost it right away to Joey Pucciarelli. Had the hat trick against NYU at Chelsea Piers on December the 7th. Pucciarelli has a knack for scoring against the Violets. He's got 5 goals in 7 games against NYU in his career. Not typically known for being a goal-scoring forward. On back for Brandon Ritchie. Ritchie across. Horowitz a shot. He teed it up on a one-timer, and it would not go. Ritchie takes over far side. Was shoved by Hatchett. Got the puck away to James Long. Turns it for Doherty. Back for a pass across, and a shot by Peck. Was tipped by Horowitz. Comes in behind. Ritchie for Adam Peck. Hatchett takes. Hatchett clears it down. And Cavanaugh to play it with 40 left on the 5-on-3. Just about 5 to play second period. Orange will be shorthanded till the 1-minute mark of this second frame. Horowitz moves it in. Horowitz with a man in front. Parker Richards takes it around behind. Richards takes over there. Horowitz regains. Horowitz changes places with James Long. Steps up from the point. James Long cycles it in deep. Got it on for Richards. Played it back up top for Brian Tacone. Defenseman looks. Got it back. Here's a shot. Save made Kuzel. Rebound in front. Richards was blocked away by Padalino in front. Around behind Horowitz, sent one to no one in particular. Pucciarelli kicks it along, can't get out as far as center. Reverse from Horowitz to Cole Donovan. A big clear for the Orange. They get partial changes. Patalino still out there double shifting. Corcoran can't clear. Knocked down for a shot, and it went just wide off Isaac Che. Played but not out, and Howard has to glove it down out of the zone. And Howard with the 5-on-3 up back to 5-on-4. Donovan carries in. Donovan was blocked by Patalino. Again, 44 and white double shifting here on this penalty kill. Back for Donovan, flung it across. Blake Howard takes a look and sends a shot into the mesh.
And so far in the first 2 minutes of this 5-minute penalty against Preston, Syracuse has been very good on the penalty kill. They're clamping down defensively and clamping down in front of their goaltender, Kuzo. When you get chances in front of the goal, as NYU has in the last 2 minutes, you got to clamp down around your goaltender. All four guys got to condense the box and get some block shots to prevent the puck from going to the net. Syracuse is doing that right now, but they still have 3 minutes left on this penalty kill.
A clear, and Hayward steps up against Patrick Cavanaugh. Nearly gave it away. Would have been a free goal for Peter Rowan. Taken on behind by James Long. Plenty of special teams time for 13 in black and violet. Up the boards for Gallegos to send it in, but 2.5 left on the major call against Connor Presson. Jacobs can't hook it out. Was knocked down by James Long. Gallegos toward the middle, taken away by Jacobs. Moves up against Long. Long with the legs, taken for Hayward. Here's a shot, he scores! Nifty pass, Hayward from Jacobs. 6-2.
That's a fantastic play by Jacobs with eyes in the back of his head. He had the one-on-one opportunity and the partial break in the neutral zone, but it was a good job by him not to try and force it around James Long. Once Long made contact at the blue line, Jacobs entered the zone, and he saw that he had a couple teammates with him. So he gets it over to Hayward, and Hayward finishes it off.
2 goals for Hayward. He's got both SU markers. That's the Orange's 6th shorthanded goal allowed this season. Donovan the other way for NYU was blocked away by Corcoran. Donovan lost his stick, and the Orange clear the zone. For NYU, that's their 9th shorthanded goal allowed, the most in the ESCHL of any team. The Orange have yet to allow a shorty all season. NYU now allowing 9. Brought on for a pass in front. Richards tried to backhand one, and he went just high over the crossbar. Taken on by Cole Donovan. The Californian got it along. Brian Tacone holds. Gave it on for Howard. To send in front, was looking for Isaac Che in the middle. Could not find him, and the Orange clear again. Been a much different penalty kill for the Orange on this 5-minute major compared to previous ones.
And from the shorthanded goal by Hayward, they've gotten a little more energy. They already had some from a good penalty kill for a couple minutes. Then they get the shorty. Now they have momentum.
Harrington went down, lost his edge. Had a 2-on-1 in low with Pucciarelli, and he lost his footing. Could have been a second shorty on this major. Adam Peck against Joey Pucciarelli. Pucciarelli went down. Not often you see that. Brezzi's able to tip the puck to himself. Moves in 2-on-2 shorthanded. Across for a shot. They score! Joey Pucciarelli. Back-to-back shorties for the Orange, and it's 6-3.
What a play by Bresci, and I could tell from the blue line in the Syracuse zone that this was going to turn into an odd man rush. Bresci, NYU was not back defensively, and Bresci had the speed, had enough reach to tip the puck by the NYU defender and get the 2-on-1. Bresci then used his speed, which he did a fantastic job of doing, around an NYU defender to get a mini 2-on-1 in front of the goal, and Pucciarelli got open at the back door.
I said Pucciarelli has a knack for scoring against NYU. Had 3 goals in the first game they played earlier this season. Now has 6 career goals in 8 games against NYU. For comparison, he has 12 career goals. Half of them have come against NYU in his SU 4-year career. Puck whistle down. Still 27 left on the shorthanded play.
And after those 2 shorties, Syracuse clearly is back in this game. It's a 3-goal NYU lead with 1:28 to go in the second period. That's plenty of time for Syracuse to get 3 goals with 21.5 minutes left to play. And I thought with a 5-minute penalty on the board that they had just lost 5 minutes to try and come back from a 5-goal deficit, but the two shorties clearly proved me wrong.
The shots on goal now even at 19. Puck flops in on Kavanaugh. He makes the catch. And an offensive zone draw for SU. Shots in this period are 14-8 in favor of the Orange. Was a 4-0 lead after one for NYU, now 6-3.
And Syracuse has gotten good opportunities all period long. They had a little bit of a dry spell midway through the period when NYU got their 2 goals, but they've done a good job getting pressure and most importantly getting pucks to the net against Kavanaugh.
The Orange have also closed down the middle of the ice a lot better in the second period than the first. Fehuyan up the far side. Horowitz chips it out. This will be an icing if Caddo wins the race, and he does. The defensive breakdowns are really the main cause for the NYU goals if you're Syracuse. The middle of the ice was wide open, men unmarked right in front. In the past 10-15 minutes, it's been the opposite.
But we're not seeing many violent chances in the Syracuse zone because Syracuse has been very good in transition, getting back to their defensive zone. They're not pinching 4 guys deep and giving up 2-on-1s nearly as much.
Offensive zone draw, one for Brezzy. A shot went just wide of the goal crease. Corcoran taps it for Harrington. Along for Kalinowski to turn and take. Here's Brezzy. Here's a shot knocked down in front. Jacobs. Oh, they score! Hayward while fallen. Unbelievable. He's got a hat trick.
That was pretty. A broken play as Brezzy got the puck on the left wing, and that's a melee of bodies in front of Kavanaugh. He's got no chance to find the puck. It comes loose. It comes out of the bodies, and Hayward, as he's falling, reaches out like Alex Ovechkin did 15 years ago or so to tap the puck in through the legs. That is just amazing skill and a momentum-shifting goal for Syracuse. Now they're within 2 in the final minute of the second.
That is all hands team by Peter Owen Hayward. 4th goal of this period. Peter Owen Hayward is a hat trick in this second frame. In the final 21 of the second period. NYU sends a puck through center. This will be another icing.
And now as we get towards the end of the second period, we're starting to see NYU do a little bit of what Syracuse did in the first period. They're looking for a stretch pass or even just a shorter pass out of the zone, but they're not getting anything. They keep icing the puck, and Syracuse keeps getting faceoffs in the offensive zone and good opportunities.
Dylan Key in the corner. Lost the puck as it comes on back for Caddo with 9 to go. Along for Ford Hatchett, was chipped up the wall. Cole Donovan one-on-one. Caddo wins the race with 5 to go. Dumped off the boards to neutral space, and that will be the second period. What a period of hockey if you're the Syracuse Orange. It started very ugly, but the Orange have gotten 3 straight on the board, and they take a 6-4 deficit into the final 20 minutes. A whole new hockey game in Westchester, PA. So just one more period left between the Orange and Violets. You almost wish there could be more than that. 10 goals, 6 for NYU, 4 for Syracuse. The highest scoring game between these two this season is the final one. Back after this on the SU Hockey Network. Back for the third period, perhaps not the final period, here at the Iceline Rink in Westchester, PA. NYU 6, Syracuse 4, back with Eric Moon up Quarterfinal. And when we were at 10 minutes left in the second period, it was 6-1, and you could not say with a straight face, we've got a hockey game. Now you can.
But maybe now you could say cardiac cues. Maybe it's a little early to say that, but the Orange are certainly the cardiac cues right now. 3 straight goals at the end of the second period, 2 of them shorthanded during a major penalty against them. Usually you see a couple power play goals against during a major penalty, but Syracuse takes one and they score a couple shorties on their own. They get a couple, they get within the game, they get momentum, and then Petero and Hayward with that spectacular goal, reaching out to poke the rebound home while falling. That has the Orange within 2, and Syracuse is squarely in this game and well within range to make a comeback.
Well, the Orange have been cardiac cues over their 4-game win streak, all of them decided by 1 goal, 3 of them in overtime. They've won them all. Their last 5 games overall have been decided by 1 goal. NYU starts the third with a shot going wide from Adam Peck. Had a goal back in the first period. A shot fluttered near the referee by Isaac Shea, and Frank Horowitz along with Hayward both stepped to it. Horowitz took the puck, but Jacobs got possession for the Orange. Kalinowski near side. Tim Kalinowski, the freshman, shot one into the glove of Patrick Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh with 4 goals surrendered in the second period. Kaler allowed 4 in the first. Only difference, Kavanaugh stays in, up by 2.
And in the second period offensively, Syracuse really woke up in the NYU zone. They got 15 shots towards Patrick Kavanaugh, 15 of the 21 shots they had in the first 2 periods. And in the first period, they didn't penetrate the slot. They didn't get in the middle of the ice. All their shots were from outside. And the second, it was the complete opposite.
Howard a shot that went just high. The Orange led the shot total 15-8 in the second period of play. Looking for Francisi was McNamara. He was tied up between 3 Violets. Brezzi gets the puck, though. Here's a shot that was blocked. McNamara in front, swiveled one on. Francisi scores! 1-goal game. Trip Francisi.
And just looking at the bench right now, so much energy for the Orange on their bench. And the key for this comeback in the later stages right now is when the Orange are scoring. Hayward's goal at the end of that second period came in the final minute. Now they open up the third period with a goal in the first minute. They have all of the momentum right now, and they're within 1.
6-5 with 19 minutes left. A brand new hockey game now just about. They've scored the last 4 goals, have the Orange. Hayward looking to tie it. Here's a shot blocked away by Gallegos, who turns back 3-on-2. Patalino gets back. Gallegos moves to the outside on him. Set one in front. Was away from his target, Brandon Ritchie. Was defended by Hayward. 3-on-2 for the Orange. Jacobs moves to the middle. Jacobs crosses. Shot, one save. Rebound for Patalino. He scores! I can't believe it. We're tied. 5 straight for the Orange, and it's 6-6.
This is fun to watch, Cory. Wow. 5-goal comeback, and not only do they come back from 5 goals, they do it in the span of 5 minutes. This is amazing.
6-6 our score. The Orange with 2 goals in the first 1:20 of the period. 2-goal deficit coming in. The Orange erased that pretty much right away. The Orange with the first 4 shots of the period. NYU has had no offensive chances so far. Perhaps one here with Rappaport sending it in. Doesn't get on goal. Stephen Brezzi takes over. The bench is now loud and yapping for the Orange right now. NYU pretty much stunned on their side. A 6-1 lead has gone astray by the wayside. A whistle here.
And since the Orange got those 2 short-handed goals, like I've said, they got the momentum then, and they've had it for the entire 5 or so minutes that they've scored all 5 of their goals. And Pat Kavanaugh has got to be rattled on the NYU side. On that last goal by Palladino, there was a lot of time for his NYU players in front of him to clear the puck away from the middle of the offensive zone, but Palladino charging in got the puck and fired it home.
And for Padalino, that's his second goal of the season. Scored the game-winning goal against URI on March the 1st, as a penalty has been issued to Joey Pucciarelli after that whistle. So Padalino with 2 goals in the span of 3 games for Syracuse, including a game winner. He's tied it here, but the Orange back to the shorthanded opportunity. NYU 2 for 5 on the power play. Turned over for a shot that's stopped by Kuzo, stick side on Alex Peck. Puck toward the front, Peck takes it over on the back. Along for Horowitz. Horowitz pressured by Hatchett. Hatchett chips the puck to himself. Long striding after it with Hatchett. Hatchett gets to it, but Long took it over, kicked it from skate to stick, and Horowitz backs up. Ford Hatchett in alone. The big 6'4" D-man nearly had it. Turned over at the blue line by Harrington, and Brandon Ritchie forced to retreat. 35 gone, 1:25 to go on the power play. This an icing. Talk about new life for Syracuse. Momentum entirely in their favor now.
And going to the penalty for just a moment by Pucciarelli. From the looks of it on that play, Pucciarelli got the puck with his glove hand, and he was holding the puck, which resulted in a delay of game because he was bracing for the hit, but while bracing for a check from an NYU player, he kept the puck in his hand, and that resulted in a delay of game because he was keeping the puck from being played.
Moved on by Horowitz, 2-on-2, an NYU power play. Goes against Corcoran. Corcoran shuts him off. Horowitz tries to go the other way. Again shut off by Corcoran. Gets around him for a moment. Hayward tries to take over. Puck loose behind Adam Peck. Cleared down the ice by Matt Jacobs, and 1 minute is gone on the power play for NYU. Brian Tacone in his own zone. All even at 6. Violets look to break the tie. They've scored 2 power play goals in the early going today. Howard flops it in to the near side, where Hatchett slaps it down the ice and clears it all the way. 40 left on the power play. NYU has got nothing going. They have no shots on goal in the first 3 minutes plus of this final frame. Brian Tacone can't get it. Francisi took it away one-on-one. A shot from Francisi, save made. He collects his rebound, though, and just flops it into the corner. Tacone against Padalino. Padalino nearly took it over. Puck loose in front. Kavanaugh swipes at it, can't control. Prestamo takes a look with 15 on the shorthanded chance. Right in front, Prestamo, he can't tuck it home. Preston also in front. Cato around the ring for Tacone. 5 to go on the Orange penalty. The call against Pucciarelli, 2 seconds one. It is up and back to 5-on-5. Orange now 4 for 6 on the penalty kill. Knocked down at center by the Orange. Taken on by Bedford. Here's a shot. Loose puck in front. Kavanaugh couldn't control the rebound. What action here in this third period. Icing called.
That was a bad rebound by Kavanaugh giving up, but NYU got lucky because it was a good defensive play in front to tie up the Syracuse player in front of the goal to prevent him from getting that wide open shot and perhaps giving the Orange the lead. But what I've seen from Syracuse to this point, this third period, especially after tying the game, they just have an extra jump in their step. And it's clear with how this game is going that Syracuse still has the momentum, even though the game has slowed down a little bit since the Orange tied it.
Back for Hatchett. Shot was tipped away off a stick, perhaps of Tim Kalinowski for SU. Along the boards for Corcoran. Played it for Hayward, and Jacobs takes it behind the net. Lost it for John Kovalevsky, the Philadelphia native. Clears the puck near Michael Kuzo, who did not start the game, played the second period, allowed 2 goals. None so far in the third. Hasn't surrendered a shot on goal as his SU defense in the third period. Flopped in cross corner for Cato. Gets there first. McNamara lets it go up the boards, and NYU just dumps it in from center ice. Stephen Brezzi back there. The captain, Connor McNamara. Hasn't scored a goal in 15 games. Hasn't found the back of the net tonight. Would be fitting if he did. It was against NYU, his most recent goal on December 7th. Francisi mucks it up on the far side, gets the puck. Sent one off the leg of an NYU defenseman. Comes back to center where Rappaport chips it along. Kuzo opts to let his defense play it. Rappaport got there first, sent one off the side of the cage. Puck sent away from Tyler Raines. This will be an icing against the Orange. 5.5 gone in the third period. What a game so far. 6-6 our score. As entertaining of a hockey game as you could possibly have in what could be the last one for SU.
And what a comeback, too. Back from 5 goals, Syracuse was down 4-0 after 1 and 6-1 halfway through the second period. And then 5 goals in a span of 5 or 6 minutes to tie the game.
Harrington takes a puck in front. He's got a 2-on-2 with Tyler Ains. He just dumps it in. Doesn't take the potential odd man rush. And Ains on the forecheck. Ains slapped the puck. Adam Peck took it over, gave it away in the zone. Pucciarelli onto it. NYU gets there first with Tacone as Pucciarelli went down in a collision with Brian Tacone. Connecticut native on defense. Brian Tacone takes it behind the net. Up for Isaac Che. Chicagoan sent one far side for Frank Horowitz out of LA. A collision at the neutral circle. And we get a whistle and a penalty to be called. We await the call.
Looks like it'll be too many men on the ice on NYU.
The Orange were charged for that earlier in the game, and now NYU and Frank Horowitz forced to go to the penalty box.
Just too quick of a change on the NYU side. One of their players wanted to get on the ice a little too quickly. It looked like Horowitz, and he touched the puck. He played the puck before the player he was going on the ice for got off the ice.
So a 2-minute power play for the Orange. Here's Kalinowski, a shot, it went off the side of the cage. Loose puck in front, and it comes in behind. Orange with no power play goals in 2 attempts in this game today. Across for Steven Brezzi. What a time will it be to end the Orange power play drought. Cato on back, fed it across for Jacobs. 140 on the power play. Cato drags his shot, an off speeder, loose in front. Hayward was taken down to his knees, tried to get the shot away, could not. Comes through the legs of Cato. Kuzo opts to play it with Cole Donovan charging. Angles one off the boards to Luke Cato, and the Orange reset their offense with 1:20 left on the power play. Their 3rd chance of the game. Cato dropped it at the line. Comes to the middle for Kalinowski, was off his left skate. Matt Jacobs ran into Richard Doherty. Doherty curls away, but Kalinowski forces the Violets to retreat back with Andrew Williamson, the big man at 6'4". Parker Richards off the boards, was not cleared. Hatchett kept it. Hayward shot, a headhunter that goes high with 53 left on the power play. Sent into the netting by Andrew Williamson. And the face-off will stay. Or perhaps it will not. They rule it was off of the Orange. And the face-off comes out to the neutral zone, or yes, it will.
It did look like it got a piece of Francisi. Williamson was looking to go off the glass and out of the zone that time. We'll see what the officials choose, but it looked like they were going to bring the face-off back into the offensive zone, but they just decided against it. But Williamson definitely did not fan on the clear enough that the puck went very high in the netting like it did. Definitely went off Francisi and out of play.
Yeah, Connor Tracy was certainly not happy with the call. But we play on. The Orange get the puck in the offensive end anyway. Hatchett across with 35 on the power play. It's handled by Corcoran back for Ford Hatchett. Across was wide of Francisi's stick. He recollects on the boards. Dylan Key pressured him, but he got it back for Hatchett anyway. Here's a shot from Hatchett that's off the stick of Kovalevsky and out. And the face-off this time we know will stay here. 21 left on the 5-on-4.
The Orange have gotten a couple good opportunities on this power play, but obviously they haven't scored in quite a bit on this man advantage. 2 of 57 now in their last 11 or 12 games. But in the final 21 seconds of this man advantage, you're looking to get a really good scoring opportunity to keep the momentum in this game at least.
Sent down by Gallegos only as far as Hayward in the neutral zone. One last rush with 10 left on the power play for SU. Cato starts that. Comes on for Tim Kalinowski up through the middle. Lost his footing. A couple of times he's done that, as did NYU player Gallegos. Penalty time up. Hayward takes it in front. Got another rebound. And Horowitz starts up for the Violets. It's a breakaway. Cato getting back. Horowitz moves in on Kuzo. He stopped on the breakaway. Kuzo up to the task in this 3rd period. That was the first shot on goal for NYU in the frame. Another one in front. Loose puck. Horowitz pushed it wide. And a stick went flying. Gallegos at the front. Net comes out. We get a whistle. Unbelievable. Kuzo with 2 incredible stops, and the Violets blanked on a couple of chances in front of the cage.
What a job by Kuzo. In goal for the Orange that time, and it's been a while since he's gotten a couple good scoring chances against, and to wake up like that and get a breakaway save like he just did on Frank Horowitz, the bona fide leading scorer on this NYU team. That was a fantastic job, and then to get another on Horowitz when he was open on the back door. That's fantastic by Kuzo.
Horowitz, who has killed SU this season, pretty much single-handedly won the only NYU victory with 2 goals and a shootout winner. Has a goal earlier today in the first period, got the scoring started on the power play. Denied on 2 opportunities in front. He's on the ice here at the right wing, either left wing side. Blake Howard off the draw win, sends one behind off a leg of a body. Glove down by Isaac Che on the boards. Che couldn't send one middle. Cato there defends and gets it on for Matt Jacobs, who fires it off an NYU leg. Taken by Peck only for a moment. Kalinowski turns and retreats back to his defense. Padalino there had the game-tying goal for the Orange, his 2nd goal of the season. Set up for Jake Padalino, Skinny Atlas native. Off his stick, icing is negated. Taken on behind by Preston. 11 to go. Prestamo around. Brandon Peters on the ice for the Orange, along with Adam Bedford for SU. Lower lines getting some time. Lucas Prestamo curls, set one in front, looking for Bedford. Comes all the way to Padalino. Slap shot on the way and a save made by Kavanaugh. Loose in front, comes out front. Here's Padalino, dragging, shooting one, was off the leg of Frank Horowitz. Taken by Adam Peck. Curled around behind by Blake Howard. Sends it off the dasher, just dies near the far side boards. Horowitz was in there with Brandon Peters. Howard can't clear it down. It does clear down off of Padalino, just hopped over his stick. During the midway mark, 3rd period, Orange and Violet somehow even at 6. SU from 6-1 down has tied the game. They are offsides here. What a hockey game in Westchester, PA. One of the best I've probably ever seen at the college level.
This is something I have never seen. A 5-goal comeback from down 6-1. My goodness, what a job by the Orange to come back from 6-1 after playing so flat in the first two period and a half or so.
Harrington up the middle. Has Francisi on the near side, and Francisi just sends it in. Harrington's got it behind. McNamara comes in front. Trip Francisi on back for Stephen Brezzi. Takes a look, takes a shot through traffic. Save made by Kavanaugh. Couldn't cover it though. Brezzi along, got it on to Trip Francisi. Here's a shot again through traffic, was knocked away in front. 2 shots that got to Kavanaugh. Brezzi takes a look. Shot again, and Kavanaugh makes a stop with a pad this time. 3 straight shots for the Orange. Brezzi again, tipped on the way by McNamara. Francisi to the far side against Colt Donovan one-on-one. McNamara joins in, 2-on-2 scrum. Coming away, Owen Harrington. He curls back against Parker Richards. 9.5 to go in the 3rd period. Puck loose on the far side circle. Colt Donovan sends it up the wall near the bench for NYU. Stays in play for Corcoran to glove down. Stephen Brezzi backs up. Both teams change personnel. Ford Hatchett with Stephen Brezzi. Puck sent down for Kalinowski. First line out there for the Orange. Hayward back in front. Kalinowski could not get the pass through. Jacobs takes over again. The freshman Kalinowski waits at the high slot. Curls to his left. Took a shot that was blocked away by Gallegos. The captain steps up to the boards. And John Kovalevsky gets it on all the way down. Will this be an icing? Yes. 8:50 to go. And NYU cannot change.
And that was almost a defensive breakdown in transition by the Orange. Once again, something we saw once earlier in the period. That's how Frank Horowitz got his breakaway coming out of the penalty box. But here there was an NYU player behind Syracuse defenseman again. And the Orange have to be a little better when it comes to defensive play in transition back to their own zone, because they got to watch out for an NYU player behind them. NYU's done a good job of getting players up the ice and looking for that stretch pass for the most part in this game, and they almost got an opportunity that time, even though it turned into an icing.
And NYU just called a timeout. Let's look at the tournament. Here we go. The highest seed remaining and lowest seed remaining. So if NYU wins, they'll play Liberty tomorrow at 5. If the Orange win, they've got a matchup with number 2 Stony Brook as the highest seed remaining at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Delaware and URI is the other quarterfinal game that's coming up whenever we're done here in Westchester, PA. The Orange were certainly very close to getting a first round bye themselves, not having to play this game. But the series sweep against Stony Brook, 4 points for the Seawolves, secured SBU as the number 2 seed and SU as number 3.
Especially that last series against Stony Brook. In Stony Brook on Long Island back in mid-February. They lost both those games, and that was crucial not only to getting a bye in this tournament, but also getting into the NCAA tournament.
SU out shooting NYU 10-2 in this third period. They've got it all even at 6 with 8:50 to go in the third period. Delaware and URI might have to wait a little bit past the 3:30 start time. Kalinowski for Jacobs. The shot is stopped by Patrick Cavanaugh. Chris Constantino for NYU, the head coach, has kept Patrick Cavanaugh in for the entire game. Despite 6 goals allowed and 24 saves against him.
And it's like when Jake Kaler was pulled. Kaler was pulled strategically by Syracuse because they were down 4-0 and they needed to wake up their team. Michael Kuso has been fantastic in his place. Patrick Cavanaugh, he's given up 6 goals, but he hasn't been bad for NYU. He's made some very good saves, and the defense has really let him down in front of him during the Syracuse stretch when they scored 5 goals.
Pretty much all the goals in this game have not been the goaltender's faults. Neutral zone draw with 8:34 to go. Of course, if Syracuse wins, we'll have coverage of SU and SBU tomorrow at about 8 o'clock here at the Ice Line rink in Westchester, PA. Dylan Key off the board to neutral space. It's off Frank Horowitz's stick as he slaps it in. And Jake Padalino back there with Stephen Brezzi on defense. Taken over by Horowitz. Around behind for Horowitz again. Out in front. Loose puck and pushed just wide by Isaac Chet. Another one in front. On the goal line, it's loose. And Kuzo, under all of that, has the puck. Unbelievable. Isaac Chet right in front on a backhand. Pushed the shot 2 feet over the net.
And I think Joseph Pucciarelli got a piece of it on the second opportunity. Kuzo made the fantastic stop, and then Pucciarelli on that sequence right after that became a second goaltender. He blocked a couple shots and kept the puck out of the net. That's the kind of hockey you want to see defensively from either side. Syracuse did a great job to have essentially 2 goaltenders in front of the net, with Pucciarelli playing very well defensively and clamping down on the net to keep it out.
Owen Harrington knocked down near the scorer's table. Officials say play on. Ford Hatchett gave the puck away. Barker Richards brought it on, sent one off the side of the net. And Hatchett had it caught underneath his skate, kicks it loose, and McNamara to the near side, moved up 3-on-2 for Owen Harrington. Harrington near side with Francisi. Shot one that went just wide to the short side this time. Harrington follows up. Puck loved down by Blake Howard. The freshman clears it out. All the way down, Padalino gives chase. Will not reach the red line, so no icing to be called. We play on for Padalino against Cole Donovan. He spins back and sent up the boards 150 feet. On for Tim Kalinowski, but was touched offside. What a finish we're in for.
And both teams have been very good defensively in getting the puck and keeping the puck out of their net in the last 10 minutes. Syracuse and NYU have, of course, they're tied at 6, but with 2 minutes into this third period, we haven't seen a goal in 11 minutes, and Syracuse has done a good job to keep the puck out of their net, especially clamping down in front of their goaltender, with Michael Kuzo making some fantastic stops as well, and NYU has done a good job to block some shots at their end of the ice.
We'll get our clock camera back in just a second. Knocked down by Matt Jacobs, starts it up. Jacobs one-on-one. Jacobs drags, had it poked away by Andrew Williamson for NYU. 7 to go in the third, even at 6. Horowitz far side against Stephen Brezzi. Horowitz drags, sent one middle. Padalino was the only stick there, and SU takes it right back with Tim Kalinowski. Far side for Brezzi, bounced over his stick, gets it back on the board. Sent one in front, was knocked down by Chen, thrown in front of the net. And Patrick Cavanaugh, will he opt to cover? He does. Whistle didn't blow. 6:42 to play. And our shot clock will come back in just a second.
Let's go, Q! It was a good job by Cavanaugh to get in the way of the shot that time. Good rush by Syracuse to get into the slot, and then a great save by Cavanaugh to force the face-off.
Orange win the draw, sent around to the far side. And curling around, sent one back for Brezzi was Adam Bedford, or Joey Pucciarelli, and he could not find him. Luke Cato the other way. Stepping up, John Kovalevsky. Mason Gallegos has it behind. Sent one out for long and a shot. Dribbles in on Kuzo, makes the stop. Comes back for long again. A shot, save made. Kuzo, rebound there. Score! John Kovalevsky, the hometown guy from Philly at NYU, back in front with 6:13 to play.
And there wasn't anything Syracuse did particularly wrong on this play. It was a good job of clamping down in front of their goaltender, getting all 5 guys to try and block the shot. 2 of them were diving out in front of Kovalevsky to try and block that last shot, but Kovalevsky did a good job to elevate it above both players and pass the glove of Kuzo to regain the lead for NYU.
4th goal of the year for Kovalevsky. His 2nd goal of the season against Syracuse. It's 7-6 NYU with 6 minutes to go, and the Orange have to battle back once again. They've never trailed in this game. Ford Hatchett back at his own blue line. Up for Francisi, who just swats it in. Blake Howard down there, under 6 to play, 3rd period. Popped off of Corcoran, stays in play, and Francisi retreats back to center. Ford Hatchett near side carries up against Key. Had it flopped in behind, taken over by Howard. Howard starts out. Cole Donovan got by Kalinowski, sent one through Horowitz, taken by Richards, but it will be offside, so NYU opts not to touch. Brezzi 2-line pass finds Kalinowski, as knocked down was Parker Richards by Ford Hatchett, and he's getting called for a penalty. Ford Hatchett incensed at that call as Richards takes another blow in this game. Hatchett throwing his stick into the penalty box. He thought the hit was not late, but the officials said it is.
The hit was late and it was in the wrong spot. Hatchett brought the hands up, which he shouldn't have done, and he got the head of Richards. And that's why it's a penalty, more because of the head contact and less because it was late. It was a clear penalty. It was a little bit late. The call was a little bit late from the referee, but it was still the right call to make.
For the Orange, thankfully, just a 2-minute power play that they'll have to kill off. NYU is 2 for 5 on the power play today. Off the draw win for NYU. They've got it in behind. Adam Peck all the way back for James Long. Sends it across. A shot by Alex Peck off the side of the net. Rebound comes for Adam Peck in behind, and Corcoran takes over off the scrum. The Orange with 2 shorthanded goals in the 2nd period. Pucciarelli was held up. No slashing call or hooking by the referee. And now they do say the official behind the play called it.
That was a clear hook by Frank Horowitz. He got the stick in tights. And now Pucciarelli goes down. And we might see a 2nd penalty, perhaps.
Wouldn't that be something? Well, Pucciarelli is #1 on drawing penalties for SU, and he remains down on his belly on the ice.
Couldn't see what Horowitz did with the stick to Pucciarelli, but Pucciarelli is laboring his lower body area. Horowitz might have speared him in that area. I couldn't see where the stick was, but it got somewhere on Pucciarelli.
And Pucciarelli strides over to the bench. And Horowitz to the penalty box. So some of the best players on either side. Ford Hatchett for the Orange with 1:34 left on his penalty. And Frank Horowitz for NYU. We'll see how long this penalty will be, or how many there will be. It'll be 4 minutes. So Horowitz called for a pair of minors. And the Orange will have some power play time, 2.5 minutes after this 4-on-4 for 90 seconds.
And even with Syracuse's power play struggles, that is huge. And they have to take advantage of the lack of discipline by Frank Horowitz. Yes, he's a talented player, but you gotta have discipline. It was a stupid play by Horowitz in the neutral zone on the power play to hook a Syracuse player in the neutral zone, get the stick in there and keep it in there, and then to spear Pucciarelli like he did. That hurts his team, and you got to be better about that.
So 4:52 to play. 1:34 left of 4-on-4 time, then 2:26 of an Orange power play. Shot off the draw by Peter Owen Hayward was just sticked away off the nub of the stick by Patrick Kavanaugh. Tacone through center was knocked down. Hayward wants the puck. Semi-break. Hayward in for the tie. He missed the net. Was off of Kavanaugh, and it flutters wide. What a stop by Kavanaugh. A semi-break for the speedy Peter Owen Hayward, who's got it again on this 4-on-4. He takes a look, gives it on for Jacobs at the side. Set one off the outside of the post. My goodness. Around behind for Howard. Howard, can he clear? No. Jacobs stole the puck right from him. 4-on-4 continues. Tacone backhands it out. Hayward does not knock it down, and so Stephen Brezzi back with 4:10 to go in the third.
That was a sneaky shot by Matt Jacobs just a moment ago from the goal line. He tried to bank it in off of Kavanaugh's pad. Almost got it.
Caddo tried to draw another penalty as he went somersaulting down to the ice. Did not get one. 4-on-4 for half a minute now. Francisi carries in under 4 to play, third period. Into the corner it comes, and around behind for Trip Francisi. Nobody comes in front. Now Harrington there. Corcoran back at the blue line. Along to the far side for Padalino. Set one in front for Harrington. Harrington walled by James Long, who took the puck away. Back in front, Francisi couldn't find it. Padalino's got it on back. Here's a shot that was blocked away by Kovalevsky, who broke the tie for NYU. 5 to go on the 4-on-4. Puck knocked down at center by Patrick Corcoran. And out of the box comes Ford Hatchett with 2:26 of an Orange extended power play. The double minor against Horowitz, not even halfway gone. Patrick Corcoran starts up and drops it back for Padalino. On the near side for Matt Jacobs. Brushed it along. Loose at center. Taken on by Jacobs. Onside for Hayward. And Hayward has to retreat back to neutral space. Under 3 to go for Caddo. Kalinowski knocked down by Mason Gallegos. Puck sent 2 lines on back. And the Orange take over at their own zone. Peter Owen Hayward to the middle. No one was there as it was deflected. And it comes back in for Hayward to take. 1:45 left on the power play for the Orange. 2:35 left in the third period. Puck comes all the way back down again. So the Orange, if they want to score just their third power play goal in 12 games, they'll have to do it right here and tie it. It'll be a great time to end their power play drought. 2 for 57. Sent back in cross corner after it Andrew Williamson. Sent one up the boards, slapped at by an NYU player, Peck. Hatchett kept it in. Kalinowski for Harrington, side of the net. He turns back as Doherty checks him. Coming free, though, is Francisi. A shot short side was low. It dribbles in on Kavanaugh, made the stop. Harrington's got it. Sent one in front, could not find Hayward there. Loose to the middle, and Hatchett has to go back with 1 minute left on the power play. Under 2 to go, perhaps, in SU's season. Trailing by 1. Hatchett ices the puck. 1:45 to go. And the question is, when will the Orange pull Jake Kaler, perhaps getting a 2-man advantage for the final end of the power play?
Looks like they will probably pull Kuzo as they get it up the ice. You're starting to lose some time with 1:45 to go. Usually you want to pull the goaltender with 1:30, 2 minutes to go in the contest. Once you get it out of the zone and up the ice, which has been hard for Syracuse on this power play because NYU's done a good job defensively to trap him in the neutral zone. You got to pull Kuzo, though, to get that extra attacker on.
Kuzo stays in with 90 seconds left. Swirling in is Hayward. He went down. Jacobs follows up. Dropped it back, though, and here's McNamara having to go outside the line. Kuzo clears his crease. 6-on-4 for the next 30 seconds. 1:20 to play in regulation. Hatchett sends it in. Comes on for Kavanaugh. Knocked it down was Pucciarelli on the far side boards. The extra attacker, Joey Pucciarelli. McNamara on behind. 20 left on the power play. Knocked down by Hatchett. Can he keep the zone? Yes, he did. Along for Jacobs. Jacobs sent one in front. Flopped one on. Here's McNamara. Safe rebound. Score! Stephen Brezzi has tied the game. The Orange come through on the power play. Just their third power play goal in 12 games. None more timely. We're even at 7.
What a job by the Orange to keep the puck in the zone. NYU was getting the puck, and they failed to clear on multiple occasions. in the last 30 seconds, and Syracuse did a good job to protect that blue line and protect the boards. They did a great job on the boards to keep it in the zone, and finally they get it to the nets. It rattles around for a moment, and Stephen Bresci, with great vision, comes in from the blue line, and he taps it home to tie the game at 7.
Bresci, who had the overtime winner against Buffalo back on February the 23rd at Kennedy, with his first career goal in 9 games against NYU, his 10th goal of the season, the defenseman from Ramsey, New Jersey, the senior for the Orange. Covered up here by Kuzo with 44 seconds left in regulation time. While the Orange and Violets have played 3 overtime games in 8 overall games. One this season, that was won by NYU. We'll be bound for that again with 45 to go in the third period. The Orange have scored 6 of the last 7 goals in this game. James Long, can he keep the puck? The officials say yes. Swatted at by Hayward into the bench near assistant coach Andrew Walensky. And the face-off will come out to neutral zone.
And there's still plenty of time for either team to get another goal in this game with how high scoring it has been to this point. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another goal before the end of regulation, but at the same time, it's possible that both teams could be more focused on defensive play and trying to get to overtime rather than trying to win it in regulation.
40 seconds ago, the officials deliberated and now ruled the face-off will be to Kuzo's right, as it was off of Peter Owen Hayward's hand. Patrick Corcoran's got it behind the net. What a hockey game here in Westchester, and it's got one more goal. To the far side for Corcoran, up the middle for Francisi to Connor McNamara. Set one on goal, save made, rebound loose in front. It was swatted at by Harrington. He gets the puck with 22 to go. On Mac for Hatchett. Hatchett waits, sent one through traffic, was tipped away. Horowitz far side, 15 to go. Last chance for the Orange perhaps. Tied up in a 3-man scrum. NYU content to bleed the clock with 7 to go. Trying to poke it free. Corcoran there, his shot, save made, and Kavanaugh covers up with 4 seconds. One last draw, and then overtime. With 4.1 to go in the third period, even at 7.
And it looked like Syracuse was on the offensive that time. NYU looked like the team that was just trying to get to overtime in the last 35 seconds, and Syracuse is trying to win it now with 4 seconds to go. It was a good job to keep it in the zone and hold the blue line like they did on the game-tying goal.
That's it for regulation, as Bresci was hit at the buzzer by an NYU player, Blake Howard, and that draws the ire of the rest of Stephen Bresci's team. Shots on goal, 36-27. It was 6-1 about half an hour ago. It is 7-7 with all 60 minutes of regulation down, and we'll need some more time. We'll have that for you back after this on the SU Hockey Network. If you tuned out when it was 6-1 midway through the second period, you're probably wondering why we're still on the air right now. It is 7-7. 60 minutes gone. Who knows how many are left. Sudden death, playoff-style overtime is on the way. With Eric Moon, I'm Cory Berberian. Unbelievable third period on both sides. SU and NYU with some fantastic hockey.
It was fantastic on both sides, and Syracuse came out of the gates firing in the first 2 minutes of the third period to tie the game at 6 after getting 3 at the end of the second period. And then it was a very good defensive game on both sides for most of the third period. NYU got a goal to take the lead back, and then what a job by Syracuse to get a power play goal for the first time in seemingly forever. With under a minute to play, Steven Bressi at the back door with a rebound goal, and we're at 7-all right now as we start overtime.
It's playoff-style overtime, 5-on-5 until we get a winner. Shots 36-27 in favor of Syracuse. They've won the last 2 periods, 15-8 in each one. The puck into the NYU zone first. ESCHL with it, sends it far side. Up the boards for Horowitz. Hayward knocks it down only for a moment. Kept back in though, but right to James Long, the outstanding freshman for NYU. Up it goes for ESCHL. His shot was tipped away to the far side by Ford Hatchett. Around for Horowitz. Watched there by Hatchett. Got it out for a shot by Peck that was tipped away and over the crossbar. On the near side, puck comes out. James Long just swats it in. Offside, so the Orange get a free puck. First minute of overtime. Ford Hatchett here. Flops it to center ice off of Cole Donovan. Backhands it along. And Alex Peck sends it the rest of the way. Along for Michael Kuzo. Pulled was Jake Kaler after 1 period of play. Kuzo has been a rock since then. This one off the stanchion. Delaware and URI are currently spectators to this game. They'll play the next of the quarterfinals. If Syracuse wins today, they've got a matchup with Stony Brook tomorrow at 8 o'clock. If NYU emerges with the next goal, they'll play top-seeded Liberty at 5 tomorrow evening.
And this overtime could end quickly, or it could go for a long time, because both teams showed in the third period that they could play well defensively, but with the high-scoring game we've had, it could end any moment.
You almost never know. Francisi backhands one for Owen Harrington. New Jerseyan can't clear the puck. Francisi, the senior, could. Up for McNamara, moves in 2-on-2. Moving up with Bressi, who tied the game in the final 59 seconds of the third period for the Orange. Blake Howard around, away from Cole Donovan, taken by the hometown guy, Kovalevsky. Gave the Violets a 7-6 lead midway through the third. A shot by Richards was fanned upon. Orange able to block that one away. Luke Caddo nearly gave the puck away. Kovalevsky charged hard in on him. On back for the Canadian Dylan Key. Gets it all the way in, and Bressi back behind his net. Flops one to center ice off of McNamara's body. Officials rule no icing as it comes down behind Patrick Cavanaugh. Orange get full changes behind the plate. A stick check by Padalino on John Kovalevsky. Comes in for Ford Hatchett. Icing is waved off again. 2 minutes gone by in sudden death overtime. Play till we have a winner. Here's Preston. A shot was blocked down by 2 NYU Violets. Preston tries to go for his own rebound. It comes up the boards and Kovalevsky retreats. Brandon Peters at center, the big man from Maine, can't advance into the zone. Goes back to his own end where Ford Hatchett is back with Jake Padalino. Hatchett lost the handle. Checked there by Ritchie. Pucciarelli along for Hayward. Hayward with a hat trick today. A shot went wide to the far side. Preston, a shot followed up and it went wide over the crossbar. Here's a shot by Corcoran looking for a tip from Pucciarelli. Kalinowski, a shot went wide to the opposite side. They keep firing them on goal in this OT. On the goal line, it's Hayward. Lost the puck to the captain, Mason Gallegos, the other 17, and he outlets the leading scorer, Frank Horowitz. Has a goal today, 10 on the season for Horowitz, but he took the big penalty late in the third period that allowed the Orange to tie the game to double minor. Turned over Adam Peck. Peck toward the middle, at the high slot. Wheels to the far side. Set one on goal, that's sticked away to the back by Kaler. Check that Kuzo in goal. Puck's in out front, no one was there. It splits the 2 D-man and comes all the way down for Patrick Cavanaugh in goal for NYU. Taken by James Long up to center ice. Knocked down by Bressi. Can't get as far as even the blue line. Harrington follows up and sends it in. McNamara gives chase in the corner. Connor McNamara spins. The captain lost the puck. And Luke Caddo to center. Orange probing in this overtime. One shot apiece so far through 3+ minutes in OT. Brought on by Peck. Can't get by Owen Harrington. Tried to make a finesse move toward the middle and could not. Parker Richards tied up as Luke Caddo retrieves behind his goal. Sends it away from Donovan. Blake Howard, the other Californian, kept it in. And it's back for Luke Caddo to play it across for Hatchett. Owen Harrington, far to the near side, comes on for McNamara. 2-on-1 for the Orange in OT with Francisi. Got it to him, and a diving play made by Blake Howard to spoil it. Howard may have saved the quarterfinal game for NYU. Harrington tied up in the middle. Kovalevsky moves it on and fires it in from 100 feet. Stephen Brezzi's got it, gave it away, and Kovalevsky's got a man in front. Orange pressure him immediately. He comes up the wall, and they clear it out successfully. Orange recover after the giveaway, and Pucciarelli knocks the puck down at center. Taken back on by Dylan Key. Toward the middle, and he dumps it in. Violets get changes this time. Orange keep the same 5 out there. Brezzi is on defense with Padalino. Connor Preston with Lucas Prestamo and Joey Pucciarelli. Preston comes on this one. Shot one, save made high by Kavanaugh, and Pucciarelli charged the cage again. And Connor Preston taking exception to the actions of Isaac Chet. Defending their goaltender are the Violets. No penalties to come off of this. We'll play on. Just under 5 minutes down in sudden death overtime.
Only one shot so far in overtime, but the majority of the chances have belonged to the Orange. They've done a good job possessing the puck in the offensive zone, and they've done a good job entering the zone, especially like we just saw that time with a good chance by Preston, and they almost beat Kavanaugh.
James Long up the boards. This puck comes all the way down, will not be an icing. Ford Hatchett back there. Already quite the overtime, only 3 shots total, 2 for NYU. Chance for Chet was blocked. Long had a tip, rebound there. Horowitz pushed wide of the goal. Ford Hatchett flops a puck to the near side, doesn't get even close to out. Long shot through traffic, loose puck, and a stop made by Kuzo. He did not see that puck at all, but he closed the pads in time.
And that was the trick for Kuzo to keep the game alive for the Orange. Kuzo got the pads down, and both shots were low. The chance for Horowitz in front of the net where he got the pad down on the ice and stopped him with the left pillow. And then on the screen shot, he got in the way of the chance and kept it out of the net.
Curling around Cole Donovan, shot one on, would not go. It was blocked down in front by Trip Francisi. Ahead for Owen Harrington. Harrington up the near side was walled by a Violet Richard Doherty. All the way down cross corner. Brezzi ambles after it and earns the icing whistle. Shots 40-29 for Syracuse. The Orange have outshot the Violets, if this stays that way, in 4 of 5 games this season by a combined 40-plus shots. The Orange certainly rack up shot totals. They average nearly 39 per game. Off the draw, Prestamo tried to run it in himself. A puck becomes a souvenir. A nice catch in the crowd. As overtime rolls on. Let our clock fix in just a second. As overtime continues, 14:19 to go in period number 4. All even at 7. Prestamo kicks it off the draw, but NYU wins it following the tie-up, and Blake Howard out through center ice. This one comes down for Ford Hatchett. These teams playing catch in the OT. Sent off the boards by Gallegos, kept by Kovalevsky. Gallegos takes over in the corner. Pucciarelli puts him down. Hatchett clears the puck, past Dylan Key, and all the way back. Key chases after, as does Connor Preston. Spins away from Preston, who wiped out. Key to an open near side. Up the middle of the ice is Brandon Ritchie. Curls to his left and sends one in. Patrick Corcoran retreats for the Orange behind his goal. Couldn't get it by 2 Violets. Up the wall, it comes free for Hayward. Sends one right to James Long on the far side, who sends it right back. 6.5 gone in overtime. 7-7 our score. Syracuse and NYU. We get a whistle away from the plate.
And And that was a play where NYU just wasn't aware. They were changing one of the players on the line. Looked like Horowitz was coming onto the ice, and they gotta be aware of the offside on that play, as the linesman was looking for what still had the arm up on that offside play, but NYU wasn't aware of it. As a result, turned into an offside play.
Getting the clock camera fixed, we apologize. We'll have it going at the next whistle. Here's Brezzi, gets shot through traffic. It was tipped away from the goal. Wow. On back for Cato, tried to play it, and Horowitz takes it on 1-on-2 for NYU. Dropped it back to no one. Had Adam Peck nearby. Cato takes over. Sends it as far as the blue line where James Long drops back. Up for Matt Jacobs. Jacobs who had the game winner against NYU back in Chelsea on December the 8th. Taking it back on 3-on-1 for NYU. Peck moves in, fed it across. Is it loose on the goal line? Somehow is kept out. Unbelievable. I couldn't see the puck. Kuzo apparently could. Up for Stephen Brezzi. Brezzi, who tied the game, nearly had a breakaway, but Kavanaugh out to play it. Outlets it on for Parker Richards. 2-on-1, a shot. Went just wide to the right side. Unbelievable action. Francisi the other way, 2-on-3. His low shot is stopped by Kavanaugh, and a much, much needed whistle for both sides.
It's turned into a track meet, and NYU is favored in a track meet right now because clearly they're getting better opportunities in transition as they got the 3-on-1 on that amazing opportunity. The first one that Kuzo somehow got across to get with the stick. The puck was going one way and Kuzo was going for it with the stick the other way, and he somehow got a piece to keep it out.
8 minutes gone in the overtime, even at 7 here at Westchester, PA. NYU with Parker Richards was shoved by Pucciarelli, was sandwiched. Cole Donovan takes it behind, and Donovan to the opposite side. Corcoran regains his stick that was fallen at the blue line. Richards turns. Richards gave it on back. Taken by Dylan Key. He waits, gives it for Richards. His shot was blocked. Rebound comes wide through the crease. Was forked at by an Orange player, Connor Preston. This one comes down, and this one does not become an icing. Dylan Key was there with Brandon Peters, and Peters won that race. At center, it's Hayward. Sent one for Jacobs. Chips it toward the corner. Gallegos first for NYU, and we get a whistle behind the play with 11:24 left in overtime. Next goal wins it. We play 5-on-5 until then with Eric Moon, Berberian. What a game between Syracuse and NYU. Almost seemingly cannot get any better.
It's surprising, but it also isn't that this game is still going here in the overtime period, that is. With how high scoring it has been, it's a little surprising that this game didn't end in a minute, in 30 seconds even. But at the same time, both teams in the third period and in overtime have been very good defensively to keep themselves in the game.
Overtimes work like that sometimes. You never know. John Kovalevsky on the far side. Luke Cato right back for Andrew Williamson. Penalty minutes leader for NYU. Open space in the middle for Mason Gallegos, 3-on-3. Drags to his right. Hayward took it away. Lost it for a shot by Isaac Che, one of the starters on defense for NYU, and it went wide. Laid up the glass, taken down by Peck. Peck plays it for Horowitz. Horowitz in the corner. Horowitz wheels around behind. Comes out front. Loose puck is a dribble to the goal crease and cleared away by Cato. Cato collects it in open space. Glove down by Hayward, then through his legs. Hayward moves up, one on everybody. A shot on goal. It'll go on the shot sheet, but a save made by Kavanaugh. Adam Peck takes it behind. Hayward and the rest of the Orange go for changes. Slapped to center ice. Corcoran tries to lay it across, and Brezzi forced to retreat. Halfway gone in overtime, just about. Even at 7. Shots 41-31 in favor of Syracuse in the game. In overtime, they are 5-4 for SU. Horowitz sends it in as dumped down was an Orange player at center ice. Stephen Brezzi out there, a flip all the way through. Harrington coming onto it, but reading that was Fei Hu Yan for the Orange. Harrington in a collision with Cole Donovan at center ice, and it comes on for Alex Peck to take. Peck takes it behind, dips it back for Cole Donovan, catches up to it. Shot one! Looking behind him is Kuzo, and he's got it. Oh, Kuzo with that fateful look behind him. You thought for a moment you might see the red light go on, but Kuzo's got it with 9:42 left in our first overtime.
Sometimes you just have to throw it on net. It's never a bad play, especially in overtime in a tight game like this. And a good job by Donovan to shoot it to the right part of the net. He tried to sneak it between the blocker and the pad of Kuzo, and he almost beat him.
Ford Hatchett rings the puck around the roulette wheel. Out to center for Pucciarelli, 2-on-2 with Bedford. Pucciarelli couldn't get the pass through Blake Howard. Followed up by Preston. Preston lost the puck to Gallegos. Brandon Ritchie flops a puck through the middle. Orange just push it back with Bedford giving it on to Luke Cato. Ford Hatchett far side, up the middle for Adam Bedford. Bedford against Blake Howard, comes in on goal near Kavanaugh, but Howard takes over and curls around behind. Ritchie on the opposite side. Ritchie taken down by Preston, who got the puck, but Howard turns it through center on the right side. Lost the puck to Pucciarelli. Pucciarelli couldn't grab it. On the far side for Kovalevsky. His shot's fought off by Kuzo. Near side, Pucciarelli lays it off the boards and out. Check that was Adam Bedford. Bedford drops it for Hatchett. Under 9 to go in overtime. 5 shots aside in this overtime frame. Pass through center, looking for Jacobs. It's knocked away by Dylan Key. Another home run pass in this OT for the Orange. On the far side, collected by Key. He's open for a moment. Hayward shuts him off, and Hayward takes it around behind off the dump in. Watched by Horowitz, sends this one down the far side. Will be an icing as Fei Huyan gets back. 8:28 left in overtime. The last time the Orange played in a conference tournament game, didn't play last year with the season suspended halfway through, was 2017 in the NECHL. They lost in the first round against Canisius 3-2 in overtime, a minute and a half into OT. A game that Peter Owen Hayward had 2 goals in. Hayward's got 3 today, and the Orange are involved in yet another overtime game in conference tournament play. A timeout has been called for the Orange with 8:28 to go, having just iced the puck.
And it's clearly the icing by Peter Owen Hayward. He had an open man for a pass on the opposite side, but it's clear that his team just needed a rest. And Connor Tracy called the timeout to give his team a little rest because it's become a track meet in the last 5 or 6 minutes here in the overtime period. And NYU has been all over the Orange for the most part in this track meets because they just have more speed at certain points, especially with guys like Frank Horowitz and Adam Peck. They're getting some odd man opportunities, and Syracuse has made a couple sloppy plays that have resulted in those opportunities, and Connor Tracy sees that his team needs a little bit of rest. Just about a minute to rest on the bench, to get their heads clear, and to start playing some smarter hockey and try and win this one.
$8:28 left in overtime, 7-7 our score. The 3-seed Syracuse, the 6-seed NYU. Off an Orange timeout, off the icing. No worse for the wear as McNamara takes it on 2-on-3. Lays it up the far side for Harrington. Fei Huyan gets back, but Harrington takes it back of the net. Francisi a check. It's Francisi, Harrington, and McNamara on the offensive side. Hatchett and Corcoran on defense. Corcoran's the one who drops back. Icing is waved off as the puck does not reach the red line. Corcoran was tied up on the play by Isaac Chep. 2-on-2 scrum results far side. Loose puck comes toward the front. Long there. Tough angle. Set one in front. Getting across Kuzo. It bounces away to the point. James Long there. A straightaway shot goes through and a save made by Kuzo up high. Peck on back. Fei Huyan just dumps it back in. Frank Horowitz takes a look behind him. Sees Ford Hatchett. Back for Long. Was off the leg of Connor McNamara. It'll leave a bruise, but a shot block for McNamara, the captain. Who's got it here? Hamilton, New Jersey native, the senior. Got it on for Harrington, 2 lines. Up the far side, crosses middle, 1-on-3. Harrington still with it. Picks up Hayward in front. Set one in front, save made by Kavanaugh. Violets come the other way, 3-on-4. Moved up by Parker Richards. Was walled by Brezzi, but Richards able to squirm free. Takes it behind. Richards has a man in front. Back for Howard, a shot. Dribbles in on goal, and it went wide. Back of the net for the play by Alex Peck. Peck gave it up to Luke Cato. Cato for Kalinowski, the freshman, got it on. It's a 2-on-2. Cato and Jacobs. Jacobs tips it off his stick, comes in behind, sends one in front, taken away by Cole Donovan, clear to the boards. Not out though. Jacobs was boarded against the dasher. That's a penalty against Parker Richards. And another violet shove. Dylan Key puts down another orange player along the corner. I believe that was Tim Kalinowski who took the shove. And the Violets will get at least one penalty out of this.
It looks like it will only be one penalty, but there should be a second because the cross-check on Kalinowski by Dylan Key was completely egregious. Kalinowski was away from the play, just standing there in the corner, and for some reason Key slashes him down with a cross-check. That was not a smart play, either of those plays, and NYU's lucky that it's only one penalty.
.6:41 left in overtime. The Orange 1 for 4 on the power play. And now what do we get here? Officials discussing things with Connor Tracy. The call is on Parker Richards. That's his first penalty of the day. So the Orange, who converted on their last power play, get a chance here in overtime. The rare OT penalty. Jacobs on the far side sets it up. Padalino is back in the middle. Jacobs works it all the way in deep. Taken by Hayward. 3 goals today. Kalinowski sets up inside the box. Matt Jacobs far side works it around to the point. Padalino spins it for Jacobs. On back to Padalino again. Here's a shot. Loose puck in front. Cleared away by Kovalevsky. Sent off of Jacobs' leg. Jacobs keeps it. Kalinowski now on his backhand. Drags away from Kovalevsky. Power play continues for the Orange. Cato spins on for Jacobs. A change behind the play sends Brezzi back on for the Orange. And Jacobs off. Rather, Jacobs on the ice. Padalino came off. Jacobs in the middle. Jacobs a shot. Save made Kavanaugh. He's got it. 1:13 left on the power play for the Orange.
That's the right idea, but it was a good job by NYU to get Hayward all the way to the side of the goal on the far side, because Hayward's a big body in front. He's looking for that screen or the tip to get the Orange the winner, but the NYU defender did a good job of pushing him out of the way of Pat Kavanaugh so Kavanaugh could make the easy stop.
Another stop as Hatchett sent that one in. Kavanaugh earned save number 36. Shots are 43-32 in the game. And in overtime, shots are 6-5 for SU. Check that, 7-5. Harrington, his shot blocked away by James Long. Comes back for Hatchett. 1 minute left on this overtime power play for SU. His shot blocked away by Alex Peck. Puck flutters loose for McNamara, gave it away, and it's Cole Donovan there up the boards, and this one finally comes out. The first clear in over a minute on this power play for NYU. Done so successfully. Up the far side, Hatchett sends one 2 lines, intercepted by Blake Howard, who just chips it in. Almost 15 minutes gone by here in OT. No score so far, 14 goals in regulation, 7 apiece. Harrington spins by Howard. Harrington on the goal line. Howard wards him off. It comes behind, though, for McNamara. The captain involved in a 4-man scrum with Harrington. Blake Howard also there with Gallegos for NYU, but it comes back for Hatchett. Taken by Harrington, has McNamara inside. On back for Hatchett to play it across for Corcoran. Takes a look, backs it out with Hatchett. Fired it across, a shot by Francisi was stopped up high by Kavanaugh along the boards. And it taken by Kovalevsky with the penalty time now up. Moved up 2-on-2 with Gallegos if they want it. Kovalevsky moves in, a backhand shot that Kuzo's able to knock down and cover. 4:35 left in OT.
Syracuse did a good job on that rush to keep the Kovalevsky to the outside, but they gave him a lane to drive the net. They had 3 guys around him, but they didn't do a good job of closing him off and keeping him away from the goal, and that's how Kovalevsky got the good backhand opportunity.
Hayward running it off the draw for the Orange, moves up 2-on-2. Hayward to the net, a shot save made Kavanaugh. He knocks it down after fumbling it. And Patrick Kavanaugh, the Fort Salonga, New York native out on Long Island, has that one stopped. A test of endurance right now on both sides, more than 75 minutes into this hockey game.
And Hayward lost his balance as he was trying to shoot that time, just skating up the ice. He loses an edge, and what a job to even get a shot on goal. We've seen the hands from Hayward, whether he's on his skates or on his knees or on his stomach during this game, and he showed it there again.
Had a hat trick in that second period, capped off by that goal ball on his stomach, as you said. Horowitz can't drag by a whole slew of Orange players, 3 of them, but he gets the puck in the corner as he followed up. Hayward was bumped to the ice, taken on by Adam Peck for NYU. He curls by one man, Brezzy. Backhands a shot high, and it's stopped by Kuzo. 4:08 to play in overtime. The 9th overall meeting between Syracuse and NYU over their 2-year history. Both teams have won 4 games. This is the first playoff meeting. The Orange won 3 out of 4 in the season series. This will be the highest scoring game in terms of total goals for either side, with 15 when it's all said and done in this season. Taken by Alex Peck. Tried to backhand one through. Shot comes from Richards. Richards tried to follow up. Loose puck on a backhand for a shot by Cole Donovan, and it's stopped again by Kuzo, who tumbles down to the ice. Some of these saves are just remarkable in overtime.
They are, and Kuzo is throwing his body every which way to keep the puck out of the net. He's made some spectacular saves, some impossible saves so far in this overtime period, and he just made another right there off balance in front of the net.
Under 4 to play in OT. Connor McNamara with his head up ice. Lost the puck in the middle. Kovalevsky moves in, a shot fluttered high. Rebound comes around in front, was knocked away by the Orange defense as Ritchie had an open net. Ritchie takes over though. Brandon Ritchie flutters a puck off the dasher. Comes behind and out front for Connor McNamara with 3.5 to go. Could not be knocked down by Blake Howard, so he retreats to center ice. Howard went down, but he got the puck through all the way for Ford Hatchett. Ford Hatchett waits behind. John Kovalevsky waits for changes on the NYU bench. Orange get their same 5 out there. This is tipped off of Harrington. In on goal, it just fluttered wide off Kavanaugh. Having a hard time playing that puck, but not on goal, thankfully for him. Cole Donovan picks it up in the middle. Starts it up 3-on-3. Was knocked down by a high stick of Jacobs. NYU touches though. Alex Peck for Donovan. He moves right in on goal, and he's stopped again by Kuzo. Rebound in front, no whistle, and we finally get one. Under 3 to play in overtime. And Kuzo again on his belly.
And he's had to make so many saves because NYU is doing a good job of getting to the goal. Syracuse on their end has done a good job defensively to converge on their own goal to keep the puck out of the net. Sort of desperation, but NYU is getting too many opportunities from a Syracuse perspective in front of the net.
Long calls for the puck at the point. He's got it. His shot, save Kuzo. Save number 30 on the evening for Michael Kuzo. Or check that on the season, on the game for SU goaltenders. Jake Kaler had 7 saves of his own, so Kuzo's up to 23. Some quick math here on the SU Hockey Network. Adam Peck on the draw against Trip Francisi with 2:39 left in overtime. Ford Hatchett off the draw win for SU. Gave it up to Horowitz. His shot on goal save. Rebound knocked down in front. Isaac Che had a chance, but Patalino clears the crease. The Orange have defended the middle very well in the later stages of this hockey game. Isaac Che on the board. Sends a puck to the middle. Adam Peck takes it on. Patalino walled him off, and James Long just retreats for the Orange. Long curls it on the right side. Long able to move it in. Goes in against Ford Hatchett. 2 minutes left in overtime. Back for Connor McNamara. Sweeps the puck to center. Parker Richards there. Fehu Yan backs up. Along for Cole Donovan. Donovan up through center ice. Donovan carries it up through the middle. Lost the puck to Hatchett, who sends it 2 lines. Takes up Harrington. 2-on-2 for Harrington with Francisi. Harrington moves to the middle. A shot! Save made off the stick. Rebound comes in front, went through the crease, and all the way out to center. 1:35 left in overtime. Stephen Brezzy up for Connor Preston. Orange were offside with Tyler Ames. Finally gets back on. Long pass ahead for Cole Donovan. Brezzy got position on him first. And here's Patrick Corcoran tipping one ahead for Preston. Preston charges after it with Fehu Yan. Pucciarelli joins in the fray, gets the puck but was walled by Kovalevsky with 1:12 left in overtime. The captain Gallegos lost it to Tyler Raines, who drags. Toward the middle goes Ains. Ains can't get a shot away. Kovalevsky put his body out front of the shot. And the body. Back for James Long. Extended time for the freshman in overtime. Brezzi just swirls a puck to center. Was nearly a too many men on NYU. Both teams getting changes with 50 seconds left in the overtime period. Off the boards for Steven Brezzi, who retreats back, picks up Kalinowski, sends one middle, looking for Harrington, was intercepted by Brandon Ritchie. Matt Jacobs there. Kalinowski comes toward the front. Jacobs with 35 left in the period. Around behind for Blake Howard. Howard lost the puck in behind, taken by Matt Jacobs. Dylan Key walls him. Four-man scrum. Orange join in with Pucciarelli. Check that Kalinowski on the play with Matt Jacobs. 18 to go. Comes on back for Hatchett. Hatchett moves in. Hatchett sent one for Jacobs. Kalinowski comes in front. 10 to go in the period. Jacobs to the high circle. Sent one in front. Couldn't find anybody. And backing up with the Orange with 4 to go. Padalino keeps it in, but offside. And that's all for one overtime. So 7-7 after 3 somehow becomes 7-7 after 4. All even with overtime in the books. And these two teams left to talk it over yet again. An unbelievable hockey game. The shots in the overtime were 10-8 in favor of NYU. 44-37 for Syracuse through 80 minutes. We'll be back after this for double overtime on the SU Hockey Network. One overtime, not enough. We're going to need at least two. Back with Syracuse and NYU tied at 7. Berberian Eric Moon here in Westchester, PA, the Iceline rinks. It was really a period that had so many offensive chances, yet so many puck being turned over back to back to back. Michael Kuzo standing on his head.
Kuzo has been simply fantastic for the Orange. He's gotten better as the game has gone on. He gave up a couple quick ones in the second period, but since then he has been marvelous for the Syracuse Orange team, and he has kept his team in this game. That's the reason why we're in this double overtime period, because Kuzo's made 5 or 7 impossible saves.
This game got underway more than 3 hours ago. Period number 5 between Syracuse and NYU set to get underway. Matt Jacobs and Adam Peck on the draw. Kalinowski comes up with it for the Orange. The first shot of the double overtime was wide of Patrick Cavanaugh. Stepping up forward, Hatchett, and then Peter Owen Hayward toward the middle of the line. It's taken on by Frank Horowitz, dropped it middle for Isaac Che. He moves in, a shot was high, bounces off the back of Kuzo almost, and it flutters behind as Horowitz took another chance. Jacobs for Hayward, has Kalinowski in the middle, dropped it for his defensive Corcoran. Corcoran fires it in from center ice, and full changes for the Orange 30 seconds into the overtime period. Plenty of quick changes now as we move into our second overtime on both sides, I would imagine. James Long to the middle, stepping up to hold it in, Stephen Brezzi. He sends it as far as the circle for Fei Hu Yan, but the Orange keep it in with Trip Francisi. Back for McNamara. And in the corner, it's poked behind and up the far side. And Cole Donovan comes away in front of Trip Francisi, moves in 2-on-2. The shot by Donovan is stopped nonchalantly by Michael Kuzo. Kuzo having to make 10 saves in that overtime period. Patrick Cavanaugh 8. Kuzo was on his belly quite a lot in that first OT.
And what Kuzo did not get the opportunity to make an easy save at all in that first overtime period. He was slipping and sliding all over the place, just trying to keep the puck out of his own net.
Off the stick of Joey Pucciarelli, taken at center ice by NYU. Gallegos gets it in. A puck off of Gallegos' leg to the middle for Richard Doherty. Sophomore got it on, and the sophomore forward Hatchett earns the icing whistle.
And we're seeing a slower game right now because it's a battle on the ice, and more importantly, a war of attrition at this point. When you get to double overtime, you start losing your legs, and you start losing that speed. Whoever has the most energy is likely to win this game.
Here's a shot off the draw by Peter Owen Haber that comes out of play. Is it just pure adrenaline at this point?
It is pure adrenaline at this point. It's a double overtime game. Your legs do not want to keep going, but your body says go, 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 because you want to win it for your team, and especially in an environment like this in the ESCHL tournament.
We forgot to tell you, records beyond 60 minutes. NYU is 2-0 in games beyond 60 this season. Syracuse is 5-2. NYU has never lost an overtime game against the Orange. They played 3 games past 60, all in the regular season, so 5 minutes 3-on-3 plus a shootout. NYU has won all 3 of those games. It's the 4th today. Reversed behind, but taken by Jacobs. Tried to send one for Hayward in front. Comes on for Kalinowski instead. Dropped it back for Rosen. His shot tipped on goal by Hayward. It may not have gotten to Cavanaugh at all. Moved up 2-on-2 by Horowitz. Trying to get by Corcoran. Horowitz has his stick held up by Patrick Corcoran. And David Rosen presses Horowitz into the boards and glass. Taken on, though, by Adam Peck. Peck onto the back for Fei Hu Yan. A shot off the leg of Frank Horowitz at the side of the goal. Official looking for the puck. He can't see it. Yan there. Shot blocked by Hayward. Comes on for the freshman Tim Kalinowski. One-on-one with Yan. Lost the puck. He tried to curl and drag it. Sent 2 lines. Knocked down at center ice by Trip Francisi. The Orange move up 2-on-4. Francisi just dumps it in and slows things down. Connor McNamara pushed against the corner. Puck comes in front. Fei Hu Yan takes over. 2.5 gone in the double overtime period. Next goal will win it whenever that comes. Stephen Brezzi in his own zone for the Orange. Wrapped around to the far side, directed back toward the middle for Trip Francisi, but Parker Richards strides to the puck first. Blake Howard backs up. Taken by Dylan Key. A puck escapes up to the near side, taken on by Richards. Try to kick it, and Richards couldn't find the puck in the middle as the Orange collapsed again and converged in on him. Forward Hatchett's shot comes in toward the middle and stopped by Kavanaugh. Puck popped up off the top of the glass, stays in play, and Blake Howard retreats behind his goal. Pucciarelli watching him. This one played toward the middle, and Padalino back down. Up to center, kicked off of Preston's skate, brought on by Pucciarelli, dropped it for Preston, taken away by Ritchie, but followed up by Pucciarelli. Pucciarelli sent one off of Blake Howard's leg. These two teams going back and forth, trying to find some sort of opportunity. Brought on by Ritchie, had it back checked away by Brezzi, cleared it up but not out, taken on by Gallegos. He moves in, his shot went wide of Kuzo, may have gotten the glove on it. Off the ceiling by Peter Owen Hayward. That results in a face-off coming back to the Orange zone.
And going back about 2 minutes or so to that impossible save by Michael Kuzo, that is the pure adrenaline we talked about. The strength of that right leg to keep Adam Peck from jamming the puck into the net. All Kuzo had was his right pad to stop Peck from punching that puck into the net.
Here's Peck with a shot, and Kuzo right on cue with the stop.
And it was amazing just to see the strength he used in that right leg to stop that puck, keep it out of the net, and then he got a little help from his teammates to clear the puck from the crease. That's easily Kuzo's best save of the night. Not his flashiest, but his best because of the strength with the right leg to stop Peck and keep the game going.
Violets with 3 of the first 4 shots here in the double overtime. 45-40 for SU is the shot total through 84 minutes of hockey, even at 7. Kept by James Long at the far point. Sent one in deep, looking for Isaac Chia. All he got was Patrick Corcoran. Puck out in front, was popped behind the goal. Puck nearly off its moorings. Kuzo lost his helmet. And play stopped off of that. A little bit of just about everything as this afternoon rolls on here in Westchester, PA.
And before he lost his helmet, it looked like the neck came off as well, so it would have been a whistle anyway. And it was a good job by Kuzo, even if he did knock off the net, to hug the post to keep the puck out as NYU was trying to jam at it. He saw that the Violets were going to try and jam it at the far post, and Kuzo came over and hugged the post to keep it out.
Trip Francisi against Parker Richards. Orange win that draw cleanly. Comes on for David Rosen to play it across for Owen Harrington, who enters the zone. Shot was blocked. Williamson, the big man, 6'4", got his right leg on it. Taken by Harrington. Puck out front. Francisi curls, sends one in front. McNamara was charging, and the puck cleared away to the far side and all the way out. Into the NYU bench. The Violets cleared it themselves, and the face-off comes back. 4.5 gone here in overtime. The Orange and the Violets involved in a classic from Westchester, PA. With Eric Boone, Cory Berberian, happy to be with you here on the SU Hockey Network, bringing you this all-timer. Alex Peck toward the middle of the ice, where Parker Richards slings it in and comes around behind. Here's Luke Cato away from Cole Donovan. Brezzi takes control. Legs are all tired. Harrington toward the middle. Francisi takes over and just slaps it in. No icing to come. Dylan Key, the Canadian, curls around out of Huntsville, Ontario. Up the far side was off of Brandon Ritchie and cleared back in from center ice by Luke Cato. Hayward wanted it. Jacobs charges in, sent off the dasher and taken on by Gallegos. Ahead it goes for Kovalevsky. Crosses middle, sent one in front, looking for Brandon Ritchie. He could not find him. Taken on now by Gallegos. His shot blocked. Another chance went through the crease to the near side and wide. Tim Kalinowski there, swatted at the puck. Jacobs takes it on, shimmies toward the middle. Going down was Brandon Ritchie. No call is made. Gallegos back the other way. The captain for NYU flooded a shot through traffic. That went wide to the near side, and Kalinowski slow to get up. Frank Horowitz got away from Cato. Horowitz takes it around behind, keeps on going. He got in front, curls a shot, blocked away by Hatchett. Rebound there, blocked by Jacobs, up high. Jacobs down, Hatchett also down. Puck taken on by Peck. Set in front, was no one there. Horowitz was the target. Both Hatchett and Jacobs to their feet. Hatchett's got it, and the freshman Tim Kalinowski sends it in from the blue line. 6 minutes gone in overtime. What a heroic block by Matt Jacobs. Back down for Steven Brezzi. He looks up ice. The New Jerseyan got it on for Tyler Raines, who did not touch it, and that's an icing on the orange.
And that last sequence on the Syracuse side, that is just desperation. And like we've been saying for the last few minutes, pure adrenaline to dive in the way of every shot. The fearlessness to get in the way to protect your goaltender so Kuzo doesn't have to make any additional saves to keep the game going.
Violets win this draw off the tie-up. Cole Donovan kicks it out of the back for Fei Huyan. Around the wheel to the opposite side for Alex Peck. Sends one in deep for Parker Richards. Richards meets the checking of two players. Brezzi comes away for SU. 6.5 gone here in overtime. A shot was paddled away off Kuzo. Stays in play for Parker Richards. Around behind for Alex Peck. Followed up by Donovan. Has a man in front. Donovan looks. Shot one that was blocked by Patrick Corcoran. Shot blocking impressive for the Orange in this double overtime period. Brezzi there, up for Tyler Raines, sends it behind his back, and it's brought on by Pucciarelli 2-on-2 with Lucas Prestamo. Prestamo drags left on his backhand, shot save made by Kavanaugh. First shot for the Orange in quite some time here in this double OT, and a face-off to come as the Orange charge the crease.
And before that rush up the ice, it was sloppy play by the Orange, just because they're losing energy in the defensive zone that kept the puck in there. Good pressure by NYU, but Syracuse lost some energy, of course, with this game as far along as it is. And a good job by Prestamo and Pucciarelli to get a rush up the ice, use the space, and get a good opportunity. And a nifty play by Prestamo, by the way, to get around the defenseman.
Francisi and Kovalevsky. Kadowa's shot comes in low and a save made. McNamara in front, loose puck in front. Harrington, he scores! Harrington, the hero. The Orange win in overtime.
What a game. 5-goal comeback for the Orange. The Cardiac Cuse are in the house. And that was a great job of the Orange on that play to get the puck to the net. Harrington, the third guy in, with a juicy rebound in the high slot. And Harrington makes no mistake. And the Orange are moving on to face Stony Brook tomorrow night.
Down 6-1 midway through the second period. The Orange, against every single possible odds, come back, score 6 of the next 7 goals, force overtime, and with 27 minutes and 4 seconds elapsed in overtime, Owen Harrington puts it in for the Orange. The junior from Point Pleasant, New Jersey, with his 12th goal of the season, has won it. Incredible. 8-7 the final score. The Orange will somehow have to turn around in about 28 hours' time and play Stony Brook tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the 2-3 matchup here at the Iceline Rinks. So Harrington gets the goal in overtime to win it. Peter Owen Hayward a hat trick in the second period. The Orange somehow find a way to win it. They take it in 2 overtimes. Michael Kuzo, the hero on the defensive end. You see Connor Tracy engineering it all with a couple of big timeouts. And how about Syracuse? Down and out, not so. They win it, 8-7. And so for Eric Moon, I'm Cory Berberian. We thank you for tuning in for the 3.5 hours worth of Syracuse hockey. The final score, 8-7. Owen Harrington the goal at 7:04 of double overtime. We will talk to you tomorrow when the Orange play Stony Brook. We'll get on the air at about 8 o'clock. But for now, from Westchester, PA, we say good night.